but I have the message already written, so I'm literally just control Zing. So it's not control
Oh,
Zing, sorry, control Ving. Control Z
I
would not work.
I see. I see that I have a passive aggressive text for you, wondering if I was going to show up for casting.
I was. This is the first time that I was legitimately scared that you weren't gonna make it on time, and I was like, "Do I cast alone?" You know, like,
Yeah, I understand.
because like I know you're gonna show up. I was just thinking maybe you got like delayed at work or something. There was too much work at
Science
the
Factory.
old yeah the old chemistry mill. Okay, and then our Discord. Okay, and now to look at the stream to make sure everything looks okay. Can you talk a little bit, Maddie?
Hello.
Perfect. It's picking you up. Okay, well then we're going right into game number one. So spawning in the top right on NA he's Speed of War, and on EU he is Madman. Oh, needing a pause right away. Thank God we don't watch that.
And so wait, is
We're
that the
okay.
end of your intro? Should I
No, no,
do
you're
mine
fine.
now
Yeah,
or
yeah, do yours, do yours. Yeah.
okay? And then spawning in the bottom left, the orange Zerg, representing physiotherapy hero Papa Panda.
Now, Madman is actually part. Oh, look at this! This is a really fast probe scout. But Madman's actually also part of Protest Hero, or not Protest Platinum Heroes, but only
Yeah.
on the EU one, and they're playing on the Singapore server because Papa Panda lives in Taiwan, and Madman was actually in Dubai this week, which is pretty cool to be able to do
Oh
that. I
damn.
never went to
Also,
Dubai.
that's why he acknowledged housekeeping in that brief little text exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, it's a cannon rush. I didn't even notice. But it's a low ground cannon rush. That's cool. You don't normally see that because it's hard. Oh, Harston made a video about this. This spot has it has the two pylon wall, and you can get the cannon down behind it. But I don't know if this
Oh.
reaches the. Okay, he's got to cancel. Wait, but he's got to start the cannon. So start the cannon, Madman. Okay, there it is, and then cancel that. Perfect. There you go. So, and then I think you re-wall it again, but Papa Panda's got the drone in here so that it's not actually working as well for Madman as it could be going. There's another probe, though, which can cannon rush the natural as well, and that is what it's going to do. So I think that this one cannon is going to have to get... oh, and the probe dies too. But okay, so this is going to get canceled. Nope, no cancel. So Papa Panda
Oh
picks that up.
damn.
Yeah, I think Madman needs to get a gateway here in his gases and probably... Okay, he's got one gas.
Ooh,
Probably decide, like, get out
sneaky,
of this.
sneaky cannon. Yeah.
Needs to get a gateway here in his
Uh-oh.
gases and probably... Okay, he's got
Uh,
one gas. Oh no, why? Oh, it didn't have my stream muted so I could hear me. I hate that, hearing yourself.
yeah.
So they're gonna hear
Yeah.
that on stream for a second. They're gonna hear it double me.
You were like, who's this squeaky voiced teen doing the commentary?
Yeah, exactly. Who has both a squeaky voice and, like, the rasp of an old man. Somehow.
Somehow both.
Yeah. So I kind of like the idea of the if I was playing Protoss, I like the Forge Fast Expand. They don't really do it anymore, and it's probably bad. But like, I do like the Forge Fast Expand. But Madman put a lot of money into this area. You know, like he's lost
Yeah.
almost 600 mils worth of stuff, and even if he gets this one hatch, I don't know if it's actually like going to be really worth it.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say no. And I think this spine crawler is gonna go a long way to cleaning this up.
Yeah, Papa Panda throwing away the Lings definitely helps Madman kind of like,
Sure.
I
Stay
don't
on an
know.
even keel.
Yeah, think that it was a little bit more worth, but I really don't think that this is what he was looking for in a cannon rush.
What's he got to back it up? Have a
Well, that's the thing, is his Cybercore is only halfway done, so like,
yeah.
while he does have the Nexus, I don't know, I guess it depends on what Papa Panda does after this. Is Papa Panda gonna drone up? He's already got a base and a half of drone saturation. He's pulling off gas, so he presumably isn't going to go into super tech units. And he's getting the third base, so yeah, I think Papa Panda's probably very happy with this position.
I think so. Opting now for a lair. Interesting. I may be setting himself up for more of a defensive stance still, not looking to counter, but I guess.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is turning into a bit of a macro game, but
Yeah.
where Papa Panda is relatively far ahead. I mean, Madman's sending out the Adept now, so, but it's only one Adept, so it's not going to be able to one-shot drones. Just pressing the wrong buttons. And I guess we have a little bit of a lull here. What's been going on with you lately, Maddie?
Yeah, not much. Been getting to the gym quite a bit lately, which is nice.
Nice.
I don't know if I told you that I bought a new guitar.
I don't think so. I think I saw it in our group chat, but
Oh, the group chat, yeah, sure.
yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
How many strings how many additional strings does the guitar have? Because you know how you can't just be happy with 6, you need more.
It has 0 additional string because extended ranges are for little boys.
If Krasowski ever watches this, he's gonna be very upset.
Extended range guitars aren't for little boys. It's a joke. I mean, it's a different instrument altogether. But like when I look at what players, and this is getting out on bitterness, when I look at what players I admire the most, they all play 6-string guitars. So what do I need 7? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. I was never very musical to begin with. Papa Panda's gonna get this round on this Adept.
It's not true. You were in a band.
That's true, I was, but it was a bad band.
It Takes Two to Tango, unless I'm mistaken.
No, I guess that was the best band that I was a part of. I was thinking about CFSD.
False. Oh, CFSD. What about False Attempt?
That was a bad band too. That was an embarrassing band.
That was the band that I was in with you.
Yes, I remember. The Oracle comes in, grabs 2 drones, and makes it out. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, nice little turn of the cards for Madman here.
3 kills on that.
But
Oracle.
one thing that I think... Oh, never mind. Madman did see the... So Madman saw the Spire, but isn't reacting to it, or at least not reacting to it in a way that I would understand. Because I
You mean
think
you
that...
wouldn't get charge if...
No, you get
saw
cannons,
Spire?
and you start getting Phoenixes, because Phoenixes can out-micro mutas, I believe. I mean, if...
Yeah, they're pretty agile.
Yeah. Again, I don't play these races, but I'm pretty sure that Hearthstone has Is It Imba or Do I Suck About Mutas, and he just kind of explains that you build Phoenixes and maybe a cannon or a battery at each base. I'm not sure exactly. So Papa Panda might just kind of fly in and do a lot of damage. I don't know how many... Oh, there's the Phoenix. Okay. And Madman seems to have forgotten that he has another forge, or maybe he can't afford the second upgrades, but he got a second forge and is now, you know...
He can't afford them.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh, that's a lot of mutas.
Yeah, Papa
Yikes.
Panda's got 10 mutas, and I feel like it's just going to grab this
Yikers.
Void Ray, because the Void Ray is so slow and sucks. And I think he just escaped with no mutas dying. Oh, and he's going to get another
found
Void
more
Ray.
Void Rays.
Oh, and the Phoenix is just going to get jumped on, right? The Phoenix has to be able to be microed away here.
I don't think he's paying attention, but...
Yeah, there you go. And this is what my games used to look like against Zerg before I learned how to like split my army and stuff, was just me running around chasing mutas, and God, it was annoying.
We've all been... I mean, even when I play ZVZ, it's like when the mutas show up in your base, it's always just kind of an
Oh, and Papa Panda's running it with slow lings, maddest of lads. Papa Panda doesn't have a single upgrade right now. And he's just running a ton of slow lings into the base.
How is metabolic boosted?
He must have forgot it. I didn't even realize.
No, but no. If you look at this video, he must have canceled it at some.
Oh,
because
maybe
it started much earlier, or I'm insane. But no, I've been watching that unfold for 5 minutes. But G gets called.
And
Papa Panda is the winner. Oh, hey, I gotta check out this screen.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Thanks, Maddie. I can't remember making it. When I woke up this morning, I was like, "Oh, I don't have a stupid meme for." You gotta leave the game you're in right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm on.
Okay. I was like, I don't have a stupid meme for the broadcast, and then I got on my computer and I was like, oh wait, yes I do. So yeah, here it is.
That's
I did it.
job. Everyone, I know everyone really appreciates it.
Yeah, our two viewers, which are us.
Definitely yes, definitely.
Okay, spawning in the top left, currently down 0-1. It is Madman.
And in the bottom right, currently up 1-0, it is Platinum Heroes Papa Panda.
So this is actually an elimination match. If Papa Panda wins this next game, Madman is eliminated from the tournament.
Damn.
This map, everyone keeps saying, but I actually haven't looked at it because I don't care enough. It has 4 different elevation changes or something, and it's like the most that has ever been in a StarCraft map ever. And I think I'm just dumb because I don't see it. Like I see like 1, 2, 3 maybe, and that's common. We've had 3 before.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, maybe it counts here.
3.
So like 1, 2, like 3, 4. Oh, I get
okay,
it.
yeah, I found all 4. Well, that's kind of special, I guess. I mean,
I figured it out. But basically, so I've been laddering a little bit more, and I'm not nearly as embarrassed about my MMR right now. But I don't like the new maps. Like I guess I'm just like a Terran like whiner, like I whine or whatever. But like,
yeah.
Madman can totally block that hatch, but he's not. But I don't like the new maps. Like if you look at it, like this base is so open. Like I do like that this one has a ramp. Like the natural has a ramp, so like excellent. I like that. I like to have ramps and walls. They're easy. But then on the third base, like it's just so open to take. And this one actually isn't even that bad compared to the other maps.
No, I mean, I for one haven't looked at many of the new maps, but I understand what you're saying here. This map also looks huge.
This is a very
am I crazy.
This is allegedly the biggest like rush distance that StarCraft has ever had. I think.
Oh wow.
One of the most recent pylon shows that I was listening to today, because I ended up working like really far out of town today, so I listened to the pylon show. It's like an additional 5 seconds on the longest rush distance. Maybe I don't remember exactly what was said. So Madman loses the scouting probe, but if he was watching it, and he at very least saw the third drone go through to get the third base, so that's not necessarily what he's looking for here. The probe's actually sticking around specifically to see Ling move out, it's kind of like that, and then you send the Adept when the Adept finishes, which is right about now, and then that Adept makes sure that you're not being Ling flooded. So you check like drone. I think you check lair timing and the amount of drones at the natural, if I can remember correctly. It's been quite some time since I've did anything remotely like learning a matchup that doesn't involve Terran.
Yeah.
But Papa Panda's metabolic boost is going to be a lot faster now, and I don't know, the Stargate seems pretty fast for Madman, but he's getting the second gate, so it's not like the fastest Stargate possible.
What are we expecting to see out of the Stargate here? So is that a structure you would build?
Yeah.
To build on a map with a larger rush distance, like our air unit.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if it's a large,
maps?
yeah, if it's a large map like we were just discussing, I feel like a Queen Walk would be weaker, but maybe Nidus play would be better because it's hard to know exactly where the Nidus goes down. If Papa Panda's not careful, though, he's going to lose 2 Overlords, which is -2 hundo, and he'll get supply blocked, so I don't know. This, okay, wait. The second Adept goes by itself, so it's similar situation of this Adept can't one-shot drones, so I think it just gets pushed back, but maybe this is good enough just to guarantee that there is a third base. And so as I was talking about, it looks like Madman is going to grab both of these Overlords, so pretty good start for Madman. Papa Panda is supply blocked. I'm from the future.
He certainly is supply blocked and hasn't yet built any tech structure.
Yeah, no lair even. I guess there's the lair.
What, like no lair, no Warren. So I mean, I guess maybe he's comfortable on such a large map that he's got a lot of time to build up his economy. I mean, the third base seems a little bit greedy without having seen too much about what's going on in the Protoss base. Although he was aware there was a third right?
No, Papa Panda
Not.
didn't see a
He's
third.
unaware. Yeah, so that's kind of a ballsy third, I think. But
I think the third is probably relatively standard, but you could probably get caught out. I'm not sure how often Protoss 2 base all-ins Zerg. I bet you there probably is like a Archon Zealot or something, but maybe seeing a Void Ray or a Stargate or something kind of limits the amount of 2 base all-ins. Just
yeah,
watching the
that's
Oracle come in, and this is another thing, is Papa Panda has a ton of queens, and maybe that's why he feels safe. Because he
sure.
did make 6 queens, and I don't think Madman's really going to find any damage with his Oracle.
Yeah, we all know Queens pretty much, other than Spores, Zerg's main early game defense against air units.
Ooh.
Seeing the early Stargate makes a lot of sense to throw out six,
Yeah,
spread
so,
them out over your enormous map.
yeah. Madman grabbed a couple of creep tumors there, and the Oracle survived, so I guess you call that a win. Um, Papa Panda does have the Hydra now, and it is getting one of the Hydra upgrades. I don't know which one that is.
Oh, I have it on. Wish I had it on.
You so,
That is the rain grade.
range upgrade, okay. Oh wait, Papa Panda has both 2 Hydra dens. Man, I'm good. I'm a good observer. Papa Panda has 2 Hydra dens and it's doing both. I think Papa Panda is going to be doing a pretty cheeky, maybe not 3 base all in because that's not, I don't know the matchup well enough, but maybe like a very, very sharp timing attack with, like he just made, oh, everything okay. Hmm.
Just checking in, He's a teammate.
Yeah, 2K ping.
2K ping.
Okay, so someone's got a lot of ping, I guess.
Okay, well, so I guess this is making a lot of sense why maybe some of what's going on. 2 hydrodens.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I actually don't know what Papa Panda's ping would be like to Singapore, but definitely not 2K. Like, he would
Sure.
probably. I mean, I think that's the one that he prefers to play on is like the Singapore Australia server, because I'm assuming because when I was in China, the Taiwan server was pretty good, but like it was hard to find games because it's kind of like less people are playing there, and then the
Yeah.
Korea server was just impossible to find games possible to get ping that wasn't so crazy when I was in China. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Baneling Nest coming down, and a Fleet Beacon on the other side for Madman. This is actually becoming a lot more of a static game than I was expecting. I wonder if Papa Panda was expecting, like, Madman to commit to an attack. Because Madman's going into, like, the classic Sky Toss static D. He's floating enough to make a 4th Nexus. I mean, I wonder if he's waiting specifically to start carrier productions instead, but as I say that, Papa Panda is moving across the map, and there's no static D at the natural, and there's no batteries at the natural either, actually. So Papa Panda sacks a couple of lings to find out where the army is, and I think he's just gonna walk up this ramp and has the potential to do maybe not game-ending damage, but a lot of damage.
It's a pretty large force coming in with.
Yeah, you don't really see like mass Hydra all that much, or at least I don't think of seeing. Like, this is not a timing that I particularly remember ever seeing. Super Battery
Right.
gets popped, and Papa Panda just kind of
Ooh.
like doesn't fight there. I feel like that's gonna be like a real win for him if he continues to fight under the Super Battery. I don't know. So picking off that Cyber Core, Madman not rebuilding it means that no Stalkers or anything are gonna be able to be built. The Voids are getting focused down. Yeah, I don't know how Madman's going to just kill this army.
some solid, some solid banter from Speed of Art. Humble in defeat.
That was some pretty good banter. Pretty cheeky. So Papa Panda, I guess that's what happened. Maybe Papa Panda disconnected, and then you can restart the game from replay. So that must have been what they did.
Well, good game.
Yeah, nice series. And now we're moving on to another losers match. Okay, and here we are. So, a regular normally of watching the games, playing for SC Swarm, the green Zerg player, it is the Cell.
And his opponent, the yellow Terran spawning in the bottom right. GF stands probably good Froggen game.
It's pretty close, man. Game Front Germany, I think. Germany Front Games. I can't remember which one, but GFG is one of the few people still in the tournament that has played in all 3 seasons of the LMSL. So he's basically a veteran of the league.
Sorry, GFG?
Yeah, GFG.
Nice.
I actually have to take a look here. GFG has played in all of them. Roy has played in all of them. And I think that's it of the people that are still left in the tournament. This is another losers match, so whoever wins this one moves on, of course. And if GFG loses, then Roy will be the only person that's played in every single LMSL left in the tournament.
Damn. Well, let's see how it unfolds.
Yeah, so GFG going for what appears to just be a standard Reaper Fast expand. And it looks scoutless too, unless he's planning on sending his 19th SCV. No, he's not. It's rallied into the mineral. Yeah, so this looks scoutless, which I think is pretty brave. But this is one of the biggest maps, so perhaps you can be a little greedier on this one and not have to worry about a 12 pool, because again, it takes what, an extra 5 seconds to be able to get over there.
So really, 5 seconds makes that much of a difference, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think the problem, well, I guess, I mean, it all comes down also to, like, decision making, because GFG's going for a Reaper, right? And likely, if you don't know anything's coming, you send the Reaper right across the map, and then the Zerg hides the Lings, like, throughout a weird path so that the SCV wouldn't see them, and they kind of come in while the Reaper's all the way on the other side of the map, and at the very least, the Lings get a kill on the SCV building the command center. They get to delay it, because that command center is actually being used for the Terran supply. So if that kind of gets messed up, the Terran doesn't build another supply depot. They get 2 supply depots, and then their 3rd supply depot actually doesn't come for quite some time because the CC gives so much. And
that's what, you know, I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, it's actually, it can be cool. Oh, the Reaper, wait, how's that happen? Oh, how did that happen? Okay, whatever, no big deal. So the cell's not built. I thought that Reaper was
What
dead
is
for
going
sure.
on?
I don't know, he stood and fight, and then the cell ran off, and I think the Reaper would have died if it was still A moved, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, no, that was something that I actually heard Parting say when he was talking about kind of like the early aggression and cheese, is the whole idea of his attack plan back then was to get like a Zealot or a Adept, I can't remember which one, but was to delay the command center for as long as possible because Terrans need that for supply.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, again, really interesting to hear that. Makes sense then, I guess, sometimes when you see... So not knowing that, you might consider some attempts to stymie the building of the 2nd command center. You might see them as overcommitments, but knowing this now, it seems like something you might dedicate more effort for.
Yeah, getting, like, I think it kind of depends, right? So, like, if at this level they're trying to, like, block the CC with their drones or something, I think that would just be terrible. But
oh yeah, sure.
if you go to that aggression, I think it's a good, like, it's fine, right? GFG also is playing a little bit more of an older Terran strategy where he got the starport before the 3rd CC, and the cell got Overlord speed, so he's definitely making sure that he's going to be safe. It's not always a necessity to get it against Terran, but I mean, he did, and it's fine. GFG's running, like, kind of diving into the 3rd base, and he's got the potential to get 3 drones here. He's got to make sure not to lose this entire army, though, because this is basically the best fight possible for him. The Zerglings are getting absolutely roasted, and I think he's going to be able to make it out. No, he's choosing not to. He's fighting the Queen instead. Focusing the drones. I think he should just get out, GFG. Get out. Oh, he's gonna get that queen. That was some pretty sick
Wants that
micro.
queen.
He pulled back the wrong Hellion, but it was still kind of cool seeing him pull back a Hellion. He's definitely overstayed his welcome now. You've come to the wrong neighborhood.
I think he's probably gonna lose the. Oh, I guess off creep maybe. No,
I
still
think
pretty fast.
he's still- yeah, he's
Like,
gonna lose
still,
them for
still
sure.
very fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So-
I feel like he found quite a bit of.
Yeah, Zerg definitely lost way more. The only
Sure.
problem is that's kind of you've lost your map control. You know, so
Yeah.
like he has the singular Hellion because he went higher. He went to eight Hellion. Yeah, he went to 8 Hellion. Oh, and he's not. This is a bit of a weird build order. The 8 Hellion into 1 Widow Mine. I'm assuming that's a mistake, but what you normally do here is you would switch off, get another Rax on there, get a third Rax. Oh wait, there's the second Rax. Where's the third Rax? Okay, third Rax is just late, I guess. And then you decide what tech you want your factory building. So either Widow Mines if it's like Ling Bane sort of thing, and tanks if it's roaches. So GFG is going to have kind of a little less Marines than maybe he should because he's prioritizing the tech labs. But, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, just depending on what he does with it. So the cloak... Wait, do they cloak? Yeah, cloak Banshee's kind of flying in, and the cell is ready for this. He has... one spore in position at least.
No, he's got a couple. They're behind neural lines, natural.
Yeah, sorry, he's got one spore per base. I mean, that's all you need.
Oh, I see. I thought I saw two with the.
One that's building is actually the Spire, which is really annoying as a Terran player because it's really easy to see that and think it's a spore.
Yeah.
So now that I click on them all the time. The positioning here is a little cheeky from that spore though because eventually the cell's not going to be able to have vision. Like, oh no, he still has it. Does he have an Overseer? Oh yeah, he does.
He does, yeah. Yep. Tech so far from the cell seems to just be the Baneling Nest.
Yeah, the Spire just finished.
And the Spire, right. We were just talking about the Spire.
And 8 spicy mutas are coming out, so...
You see?
It's not exactly a 2-base muta because the cell made a 3rd base, and he actually hid the Baneling Nest in the 3rd base? That's so weird. Huh. But this is definitely a chance that this takes GFG off guard because he hasn't seen it, and it looked like he was planning on Widow Mine dropping. I didn't actually see. Oh no, maybe not. He just got 3 Widow Mines. And now he's switching to tanks, which in this situation I think mines are actually better because, well, actually I don't know. That may be his personal preference.
Well, what would make you say that the mines are better?
Well, generally speaking, with Ling Bane Muta, you get mines because mines have.
Like to shoot up.
Yeah, exactly. Tanks can't shoot up.
Yeah.
Tanks are good against like roaches and stuff, but if you don't feel comfortable focus firing with the Widow Mines, or you're worried that they're just going to suicide your army, then I mean it's totally fine. I mean you just build whatever you feel comfortable with. It essentially is what the game is at this level.
Yeah, definitely.
And the cell doesn't know about this 3rd base here. He keeps checking the other 3rd base, and as we were talking about earlier, this is newer maps. I'm not exactly sure which map is the one to take, which is the better map to take, or which is the better 3rd to take. But I would probably take the one GFG took, and this is the one my opponents seem to be taking.
Really? I guess it seems so far from the first. Like if you were in a tank style, would tanks have high ground and vision of the 3rd base?
From the natural,
you know what I mean?
Or from the high ground?
Like, from anywhere, I guess. Like
no, I think maybe from that little.
Does that matter? I guess.
I guess it really just kind of comes. This one missile turret's actually putting in a ton of work, but not killing any of the mutas. And the cell's actually doing some really sick muta control here. Until that last volley, like basically as I was saying it, but I think he only lost 1 muta. We can check. Yeah, only 1 muta. So like that's solid. Good for the cell. And he's got a fair amount of Ling Bane. Ooh. Oh, Chad Chaddington just subscribed. My dude, you don't have to spend money on this, man. Like, we really appreciate it, but holy man, Chad, you are a Chad. Okay, so medevacs are just kind of A-moving. That's pretty funny actually, where the Baneling army's there,
Oh,
and
jeez.
like the tank's not set up. I like how the cell didn't throw the Banelings at the tank, but this actually is kind of turning out to a pretty good fight for GFG because it's being fought off creep.
Right.
But the cell just had too much.
Banelings, yeah.
Oh, and run by in the third base.
Damn. Multi-pronged attack.
Yeah, and GFG's building Marauders, which are terrible against mutas, obviously because they can't shoot up. But they take like 8 Baneling hits, so I do like them being used for that. 32 SCVs get called though. I think that makes sense. 32 SCVs get taken down. I think that makes sense. And Chad Chaddington, thank you for the Bezos bucks, man. We appreciate that.
Those.
What's that, Matty?
I was laughing that you said Bezos bucks, and then thinking about Bo Burnham's special. I don't know if you saw like the one inside.
No, I didn't actually see it.
It's pretty funny. He wrote a song about Jeffrey Bezos,
Oh, nice.
and it's pretty.
And you love it because you love Jeff Bezos?
I am his #1 fan. You know that.
So spawning in the top right, playing for SC Swarm. The green Zerg currently up 1-0. If he wins, he survives. It is the cell.
And spawning in the bottom left, currently down 1-0. It is GFG.
With a very fast SCV scout too. I wonder what this guy's up to. Well, I mean, I guess I can see that he's up to no good, but I wonder what exactly he's about to do. It's either, I would imagine it's either Proxy Reaper or Proxy, or actually, no, wait, is it?
My gut says Proxy, but also maybe he's aware of.
No, it's not a Proxy. If you click on the SCV, you can see that he's just checking.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sure.
The hatch, and then going home. So he's coming in. He's seeing that it's a pool before hatch, and he might even get the NG blade block off. Is he gonna get it? Yeah. Oh, wait. Does that block? Yeah, I guess it does. So I can't. Definitely not this matchup. But I think Harson was talking about if you get early pooled by a Zerg and you're Protoss, you got to stay across the map and make sure that they can't take their natural. Because that's kind of like how they, quote, macro out of it. Now, GFG's got to stop this NG bait. Oh, he did. Wow, nice. This is looking good for him. But now the cell is punished a little bit for this early pool. He wants... a Roach Warren, too. Okay, never mind. So GFG... went reactor first, and I like how he's not building the low ground CC, and I would imagine he's also going to get at least 1 bunker to this. The only problem is if you overreact to it and nothing comes your way, then you're like somehow behind, like you're laughably behind basically.
Sure. I mean,
so
I could see how that would happen.
Low ground, or no, sorry, high ground CC. Now, is he going to build any bunkers? No, just a factory for now.
Factory. Okay.
I would have I liked how he was trying to keep that SCV alive, because when I was originally getting some coaching about Terran versus Zerg, when I was having trouble with like early aggression from Zerg, like early cheeses and stuff, the guy Stifle, who plays for Team Unrivaled, he said that a good thing to do, especially if you're getting cheesed, is to keep an SCV out on the map, and then you can come back in and see what your opponent's doing, see if they've transitioned out of it, especially if you lose your Reaper early on. So I like how GFG was trying to do that. Unfortunately, he didn't have that possibility, so I think he just has to guess that he's getting attacked, which he is guessing correctly, and he's going for a bunker. Only 1 bunker, and it's in vision of the Overlord, which means... Oh, if he picks off that Overlord, that'd be huge, because there'd be no high ground vision. Oh, yeah. You love to see it. Okay, yeah.
Yourself, the Overlords are an endangered species.
Yeah. Okay, GFG's got this for sure. There's no high ground vision for the Roaches. I'll jump in the bunker, get a couple SCVs repairing it. The cell doesn't even want to try. It's just gonna probably try and stall this out for as long as possible and then go home.
So
Which
leaving the roaches and Ravager there, are we looking at a soft contain as well to the first base, or is that just kind of a
I think it is a soft contain. You kind of keep the pressure on. It's like the idea of having a medevac just kind of in the dead zone near your opponent's base. They just have to leave units at home to deal with that. It's always in their mind. And GFG, if he got impatient and ran down this ramp, the Roach's Ravager actually still trades relatively well against unupgraded no stimpact Marines. So basically, they're just going to play a dance right now where neither of them should really commit to a fight. Like, if the cell goes up, then he's just going to get slaughtered. If GFG goes down with too little units, he's going to get slaughtered. And the cell can just kind of macro out of this with his third base. He's got a pretty good drone saturation. Like, he hasn't built any... oh, he's got a couple of Zerglings now, but, like, no Zergling speed. Mostly just droning up. I like the cell's position. He's got to get ready, though, because, like, when I play against this kind of stuff, I like to go really aggressive on the two bases, kind of like what GFG's doing here, but instead of getting Banshees, I'll get Medevacs, and they just kind of walk across the map, and if they've been too greedy, if they've overdrone, then you just kill them, because you'll have Stim, you'll have a couple of Medevacs, and you'll have 1 or 2 tanks, and I mean, that's all you really need.
Yeah, it's plenty to deal with a sparse army, no?
Exactly. Because normally the creep spread's not that great either. The queens are injecting to make up for the lost, like, droning time sort of thing. So, like, the cell hasn't even put down a creep tumor, which isn't always indicative to my opponents being slightly higher. But, like, this is still pretty scary. A pretty scary push here from GFG. Again, I would like it better if there were medevacs, because then he can take full advantage of the stim. Like, you really can't... Like, in TVT, you can play medevac list because, for the most part, everything's going to kill you one hit anyway. So, like, you stim, and then the tank does a fire, and then the tank will fire again, and the Marines will die. So the medevac doesn't really keep them alive all that well.
Sure.
But in Terran versus Zerg, the medevac has a very, very good role.
That's interesting. Hadn't considered before. Well, I mean... hadn't considered before. Just because I don't play Terran, that medevac would be so much stronger in one matchup than the other. But with splash,
the medevac obviously has other roles, though.
Sense. Well, sure. I mean, it's transport, probably.
Now this sport finished at the perfect timing. Like, I don't know if the cell. Well, I guess the cell did see the Banshee move out, but like this was absolute perfect timing. As the Banshee's coming in, the spore finishes off, and well, GFG's not really finding that much damage. He got 1, and as long as he doesn't lose that Banshee, it's not like it's the end of the world or anything, but he's got a lot better of an army than in the previous game when the Muta surprised him. Again, I really want to see medevacs. Nothing's being built out of that starport, and GFG double expanded too.
Greedy GFG.
Yeah, I like GFG. Like, I like how GFG just kind of plays like, he marches to the beat of his own drum. You know, like, this is
his game. What I really like that's going on right now is the Marine hit squad that's just mopping up, as I said before, these endangered overlords.
Yeah, exactly.
And keeping a light supply block on the cell.
Well, the cell's lost. Oh, oops. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
I don't know what I did there.
One moment.
Yeah, no problem. But I'll just say it to the stream. So the cell has lost 4 overlords. Yeah, that's 400. And now he's really getting ready for these mutas. Like, there is banelings, but they don't have baneling speed. So a couple of focus-fired tank shots could do a ton of damage here. GFG needs to be very careful not to eat these baneling shots. He is going to eat the baneling shots. Yep, that was about as poorly as it could have gone. But both tanks are still alive, so these queens are really going to get taken out. Oh, the production tab, sorry. No lings on the production tab right now. Somehow, the cell's not building anything, which I find just wild, actually. Okay, well, Easy cleanup for the cell.
Back.
Hey, Maddie.
What I missed.
The cell did a pretty good cleanup. It looks like there was some sort of fight in the natural that I didn't see because the cell lost 25 drones and he like completely stopped macroing, didn't
Oh.
build anything, and he wasn't supply blocked. So I must have missed something in the natural because there's only 5 drones there right now. But now there's a chance for these mutas to come in and just wreak havoc again. Repair the missile turrets? No.
Ooh. Boys got out of dodge instead.
Yeah, so the boys got out of dodge and 1 missile turret for 1 muta. I'm not exactly sure the cost of the muta, but I think that's a better trade for Terran. Obviously, or I mean, obviously you don't want to lose that at all. GFG's also blocked himself in. I don't know if you look at his natural, the tanks can't escape, which is super frustrating. And I still don't think they can escape because of this missile turret here. But we'll find out now the Sea Chanks are on the move.
I think they can pass.
Oh yeah, just barely. Just barely. Nice.
I've seen you drive, so I know why you thought that, but
hey, do you remember your wedding? I don't know if you remember your wedding.
do I remember my wedding?
Yeah.
It's funny that you should ask. I do remember that particular event.
Well, when we drove to get the so stream, people who don't know, I was Matt is my dad, right? So I was his best man at his wedding. And when we went to go get the pictures taken at wherever that was that we went to, Connor would not stop telling the photographer about how I drive like an old lady. Like he just continuously told the photographer because he drove us to take the pictures, and he just kept talking about how I drive terribly. When I was like, "Come on, man! Like, I haven't seen you in years. How do you still remember this?"
That's not why I thought you were bringing up my wedding. If you'll recall, there were a number of stories that involved me wrecking a car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought you were clapping back on my comment about your driving with a comment about my driving.
No, I wasn't, but I could have done that. Okay, so I like how GFG has the Marauders in the front here because the Banelings can't be A-moved in here. But
right.
This is the same thing that happened in the last fight. The tanks are not being protected. GFG's trying not to eat the Baneling shots, and then the mutas can just come in and clean up because there actually isn't that much infantry compared to mutas. And there's not as much medevacs, I guess, but I mean the medevacs are just going to die to the mutas anyway, so like overall a pretty good cleanup from the cell, but the cell does not have enough workers. Like he's just kind of, I don't know if all in is the right call, but or right word or anything, but he's got to build more workers.
It's an interesting point. I'm surprised that that fight went the way it did, but I guess like you said, GFG a little light on the infantry, but those Marines were 2-1 at the time of the fight, and the Mutalisks just didn't seem to care. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. The Marines had been stimmed and not healed by the medevac, so.
I guess so.
But I don't think that's. I don't think that's enough to make that. Like, you're right. That was actually a big upgrade difference. I didn't realize how much of an upgrade difference it was, to be honest.
But I guess Muta's Imba is what we what we learned from that, right?
Well, I think that the style that GFG's playing is difficult. Like, oh, look at this. Look at the natural. Look at the
really like
micro
intensive.
Do you see the tank and the Marauders and the Marines in the natural?
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I don't even know how this would happen. Like, what's getting stuck on what? Why would these Marines be possibly trying to get into this tank? Whatever.
I wonder if the Marines were rallied from the barracks in such a way that they couldn't move past the tank, you know? Like if they popped out one side and the tank, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, you know what? I think GFG might have done it here. There's not enough. Yeah. There's not enough. Because there's Banelings. There's not enough Banelings.
Yeah.
If the cell had more Banelings spawn there, then maybe there was a chance. But as we were saying before I interrupted you, you're absolutely right. This is a very micro-intensive style, and like I personally don't super enjoy playing this. Like that's why I would much rather play mech because it's a lot easier on or it's a lot more forgiving, I guess I should say.
Sure.
So we got a game on our hands here.
Yeah, we got the rubber match coming up.
Spawning in the top no, sorry, bottom right, the green Zerg playing for SC Swarm. It is the Cell.
And in the top left, his opponent tied it up 1-1. Incredible victory. It is GFG.
And the Cell in chat now. That was actually why I picked the Cell's game, because he's normally in chat. So
Yeah,
I figured.
pretty good
Ooh.
about showing.
The extractor trick. Poon's absolute favorite. Poon loves the extractor trick. If he was here, he'd be talking about how much he loves the extractor trick. So we see an extractor trick from the Cell. I mean, you know the extractor trick, obviously, right, Maddie?
I know the extractor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You never can tell if it's just because they screwed up their build order or they're just going heavy aggression, you know?
Yeah.
Extractor trick into an early pool. That's not, doesn't seem to be what we're seeing here. There's a hatch down.
Yeah, so there is a hatch down, and GFG is still doing that early scout. I think I've said it before, but the SC Swarm is known for their aggression, and we're actually playing them this week in. Oh, the pool didn't start. I wonder why that happened. We're playing SC Swarm in the CTL this week. I'm not playing in the play. We're in the playoffs. I'm not playing in the playoffs this week, but
Nice.
they don't have very many Zerg anymore. It was actually wild how many.
Really?
Like, yeah, they're fielding way less Zerg than like 2 of the 5 are Zergs or something, which is fine. It's fine to have a.
Yeah, but they're called Swarm. Like,
yeah, I think
if you would have told me that it was a team entirely comprised of Zerg, then I would have believed you.
I mean, I think that it actually originally started as like a website. I could be wrong here. The Cell would know much better than me, but I think it originally started as like a website or a Discord or something to like help Zergs improve. You know, like that's kind of the idea,
Sure.
and then it just kind of went from there, sort of thing. Because a lot of the teams have like pro teams that they then have community teams for. Like Alpha X has a pro team and they have a community team, and the Ghoster crew used to have a pro team. They don't anymore, but they used to have a pro team and they have a community team now. And yeah, SC Swarm was one of the ones that never had a pro team, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. That's I mean, it's interesting. So, do the majority of pro teams have a community team by this point?
I think so. I'm not sure if Psystorm Gaming has a community team.
Those guys always looking down their nose at the community players.
I mean, I could always be wrong. Like I can't believe this Overlord survived too, but made it to the pervert pylon, which would be so frustrating if you're GFG. Oh, he's actually picking. Oh, he canceled. Oh, I don't know if that's worth it. He canceled the orbital just to pick up the CC to grab the Overlord.
I like it. I thought that was that was cool. Whether or not it was worth it, I don't care.
But like, if I was the Cell, I'd be thinking like, why does he really want to kill this that much? You know, like
hiding something.
Yeah, exactly, hiding something. And he is actually GFG is kind of like, I can't call necessarily this weird gas timings that he's got, but I actually open just like this. So reactor, and then you switch it off, and you get two. So you get 2 medevacs, you get a Widow Mine, you move out with a drop. Yeah, no, this isn't the build that I do, but it looks pretty similar. And then you play mech off of this because you get 2 medevacs worth of bio, and everyone thinks that you're playing bio off of that.
Bio. And then you pull the old switcheroo.
Yeah, you actually get a BC so that you confuse them even further, and then you do the old switcheroo. But I don't know what this is. I don't know what GFG is doing here. It might still be the same thing, an old switcheroo. So GFG scans. Unfortunately, there's nothing in the the main, which is a risk that you play because the Roach Warren's in the natural. But if he scans the natural and it's in the main, then you're in the same position. So what are you gonna do, really?
Yeah, not much. It's a roll of the dice.
Oh, you know what? Is it? Okay, wait. If he pulls off, and then he puts it on the tech, he puts the starport on the tech lab. There's still a chance. Okay, so that's that's gonna land not on there. So that's annoying. Is GFG? It's not on the tech lab, the starport. Yeah, this is a very similar build to what I like to do. It's just not as efficient, I would say. The Cell says that this was the University of Waterloo. I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool. The SC Swarm was was originally part of the University of Waterloo or something.
Yeah, from Chad, their old StarCraft team. So I guess I don't know if University of Waterloo will have a StarCraft team.
That was what
Probably
the.
not. Does anybody?
I think some universities do have StarCraft teams, but I
Canadian
think
universities?
not sure about that. I mean, I know the University of Waterloo used to have one because the Riddler played on it, and that was where, the Riddler infamy came from.
Yeah, I remember the Riddler.
So this is actually BC. The problem with getting a BC though is and this is actually hilarious, is that like roaches counter it because you can't kill them fast enough. So like we're getting into a bit of an awkward base tradey situation here. But I think Zerg, yeah, so Zerg totally cleans that up, so it's not even a base trade really. And now the cell is just in a dominating position. Oops. Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Oh, Banshee. Let's go sneeze on that roach. He didn't finish the job. He didn't finish the job.
He's leaving him alive to tell the story. So when you're in a position like this, like even I struggle with this at this point, is like I'm never sure what to prioritize coming out of the factory. Coming out of the factory, because like Hellions obviously would be good against this huge link flood, but they're terrible against the roaches. So like, do you prioritize a Widow Mine and you hope for just a huge connection, because then you can take out both roaches and lings, or do you still go for like the safer Hellions, and then if your opponent follows up with the roaches, then you're just screwed?
It's tough to say. I mean, I think it goes back to what you're saying. You build what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, true. So the cell is getting double spore crawlers in some bases. I'm not sure. Did he? He did. Oh, there's a queen going for the
Queen
kill.
made the long march.
Where is the? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, okay. He saw the fusion core. The cell saw the fusion core. So. Okay. Where did this BC just okay, so the BC just teleported to where I believe there are 2 spores. Yeah, there are 2 spores. That's so unfortunate. Is there transfuse? No. No energy for transfuse. So that BC got almost no value. He basically bruised 2 queens, and he's going to have to leave. He's got to be careful. Yeah.
That's too bad. So, how do you come back from this? Do you continue? I mean, I guess he's got an upgrade. What's that upgrade coming at the fusion core?
That's the Liberator range.
Oh, Liberator.
And I think some of these maps do have some, quote, broken lib spots. So if your opponent doesn't have the air, then there's no real way to deal with them. I'm not sure if this map in general has the broken lib spot. GFG's teleport's not is on cooldown, so this is dead BC, and that is minus 700 minerals, which is completely fair because it is like a tier 3 unit and everything, but it sucks. It very much sucks as GFG.
It hurts.
Yeah.
You feel that for sure, and that's quite a forced gathering outside the match.
Hellion run by in the main. I don't think it maybe got one. It got one drone, maybe. Like, oh, GFG's really trying to make things happen, but it's just not working out for him. And you're right. This is a huge army in the natural. Well, not the natural, but like this map is real short. It's wide open. I think that this is also another one of those maps that is very hard for Terran. I mean, I don't mean to be a big complainer. Maybe it's hard for.
Take it to the Discord, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that was such a sick Widowmine drag. And GG gets called. Yeah, I think that is.
Ooh. Well played by the Swarm.
Very well played by the Cell. I like how you just called him the Swarm.
Well, he is the Swarm.
He absolutely is.
Like Kerrigan, yeah.
Okay, now let's see. Okay, so this is gonna be a winners match. So this one's gonna whoever wins this is gonna be our first person to make it to the playoffs that we know about.
Damn.
Just gonna take a drink of water.
You mean vodka, right?
Oh yeah, functioning alcoholic here. HJD. Okay, so spawning in the top left, playing for bottom left, playing for Platinum Heroes. It is tagged once.
And his opponent spawning in the top right, playing for a team that I forget what it stands for. It is Lu Bu Hausen.
I don't know if we ever looked it up or not. But this is a very
We
fast.
we we speculated on it. We should probably continue to speculate.
Yeah, for sure.
Very fast scout.
Yeah, so that is a really fast scout. Let's see. Lubu Hausen. This team name is. I don't know. It doesn't tell me on here. What? Why doesn't it tell me? All right, never mind. I thought I was going to be able to know. I don't.
Well, you have to speculate.
Yeah, I have to speculate. That's true. Uh,
I must dunk some.
I was thinking im like imbalanced dino sour insurance. It's probably what they sell.
Dinosaurs are imbalanced.
Yeah, I can't find them anywhere in the West. It's like they don't even know what they are. Not, I mean, it's if that's the worst of my troubles, then that's nothing really, right? But I can't find them anywhere.
Okay.
I miss the
Maybe
days of.
somebody, maybe one of these 0 people in chat will be able to tell us who they are. Otherwise, we'll just have to keep speculating. So, yeah, we had the hatch first from the Zerg.
I
Protoss is going with the expand.
I
You
think
know,
I
we've
can
seen a
figure it
lot of
out.
Protoss games. I still have no idea what the hell's going on. I know they have to build a gateway. That's where their units come from, but that's about it. My knowledge ends.
Okay, it's Communidad's MDS, whatever that means. I'm actually more confused than before I looked it up.
I am dad.
Oh wait, that's tagged.
I'm dad's son.
I'll send you a picture of it on WhatsApp of the the
Sure.
name. Okay. All right. This has been my worst observing yet. Okay. Oh, all right. I thought that Overlord was gonna do something. Okay, so there is a Stargate. Tagged can play relatively aggressive. I don't know if Tagged is going to play relatively aggressive, but I think that is something that is known about Tag, is that Tag can be very aggressive.
Third base and move out with a couple lings. Is that what we got going on here? Trying to get a
Yes.
little peeksy at the tech structure.
Yeah, but I think, and I could be wrong. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think this is going to be any aggression. Like, it's too late to try and do anything with those lings. And hey, how is Zergling speed not finished? Is this just like an incredibly late Zergling speed?
Uh, it wasn't immediate, but I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe he might have just forgot or not been prioritizing it. He's got the third base, so I don't think his intention was even to run by. Like certainly not to rush.
Yeah, so Tagged is coming in to see like tech choice and stuff, but the Void Ray kind of greets the Overlords, so I guess that way Tag knows it's going to be Stargate. And it's actually kind of interesting because this is the same thing Madman did in the games before, where
Yeah.
Madman went one Void Ray and then Oracle and then into more Void Rays. So Tagged is choosing instead. I don't think Papa Panda made Roach War, and I don't exactly recall. I think Papa Panda went straight to Hydras. So this Oracle has a chance to maybe catch Lubuhausen a little bit more off guard. He's got a 4-queen hit squad, but I think he's anticipating... No, sorry, I think Tagged, sorry. I think Tagged is anticipating this Void Ray, but actually it's an Oracle. And the queens are incredibly out of position, but Lubuhausen turns around. Lubuhausen, no! Just go and get the mineral line. Wait, is this some sort of weird queen walk? Why are these queens walking?
That's a really interesting question. I wasn't expecting that. I expected just that quad to be the creep, quads, right? Because normally you got, about 4
Yeah, but
spreading your creep.
Tag's doing a queen walk, but like at what I think is a weird time, but maybe it's not because again, I don't play either of these races, and when it's on, I don't watch because I don't care.
No, I just have
Yeah.
I have no idea, but it definitely is a queen walk. They've gone much too far
Yeah, this is
to go
absolutely a
back
queen
to
walk.
go back now. Um,
I kind of like the timing though because there's no batteries anywhere. Like this is
sure,
gonna be like so the okay
it's
basically
gonna be hard to defend. Like,
Hearthstone is
but this
explained.
is
Hearthstone has explained this before. Of the importance of the queens are not necessarily to kill things. Obviously, they are the anti-air. That like killing things is good, but
yeah,
they keep units alive for so long because they have transfuse. So as long as Tad gets some
sure.
pretty sick transfuses off, there's a chance. Oh, actually, I don't think this is gonna do any damage. There's an immortal. There's some pretty good. Oh wait, that's the only pylon.
Wait and
Oh no,
see.
wait.
That's the only
Yeah,
pylon.
never mind.
I think that's why.
I'm being a naysayer. I can't believe that was the only pylon. Oh my god. Tagged, I
Break
apologize.
this barrier down with the
Yeah, the immortal
with
gets
the vial.
focused down.
Oh my
GG gets
goodness.
called. Wow, no way.
Amazing. Naysayer.
I was an naysayer. I normally don't naysay. Yeah, that was an Artosis pylon if I've ever
It
seen
certainly was. Yeah.
one. I never, man, I didn't even consider the fact that that was an Artosis pylon.
You think the queen walk? I mean, it would be great to like be inside of Tag or
Tag,
yeah,
yeah.
Tag once is inside Tag's head and found the exact moment when he decided that queen walk was a good idea. And maybe it was when he saw the pod like the single pylon. He's like, it's like I gotta go for it.
uh,
It's my only chance. Like in shit.
yeah, I honestly I wasn't expecting that queen walk, but spawning in the top
Yeah.
left, the player that made it work, and can they be the first one in the round of 8? Who knows? It is tagged once.
And his opponent trying to bounce back from a 1-game deficit. It is Lou Boohausen.
So tagged once is actually well I don't know this one isn't as limited to just Roy, but tagged once played in season 2 as well, but didn't make it out of the round of 16. So if tagged can make it to the round of 8, this will be the first time that they ever get to do that in the LMSL.
Nice. I'm pulling for him after that. After that last game, I think he might be my my pet favorite. You know.
Yeah.
Was
Oh.
I was gonna say completely forgotten. Oh, I like this map. I like the dogs,
Right.
like the critters walking around the base. I think that's all I had to say about it.
If
Are they
you
dogs or cows? They kind of look like cows.
they're dogs.
Okay.
If you click the dog 15 times and you're in game, like you have to be a player in game, you can't do it observer or not.
Yeah.
It makes them explode.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, just because they can. Actually, I don't think the dogs can do it. Okay, okay, kind of cute. Just gonna talk about it now. Tagged mined out one of the mineral patches so that the Zerglings had a more direct route, and this was an incredibly fast pool. Lubuhausen is chronoing out the Zealot. I think it should finish in time. This is actually gonna be so close. Yeah, there it goes. So
Damn.
just as long as it doesn't, the Zealot doesn't get surrounded, this should hypothetically be okay. But it looks like tags actually might getting the cancel off on this gateway because the Zealot can't move out. Maybe when the second Zealot is out, it can move. Okay, there's this round.
No cancel.
Oh, that was some nice micro. You see Tag pulling that incredibly hurt?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That was insane.
Tag's playing from the Philippines, so like I'm not exactly sure what the ping is, but I bet you it's a lot higher. Like they're probably playing on. They should be playing on West Asia, Asia to. I'm not sure where Lubuhausen's from. I'm guessing Latin America, but not sure exactly. So yeah, that was pretty sick micro. I think that that's it though for this rush. Like with the adept finish, the adept coming out.
Seems
Like
so. But the delay of that gateway
oh,
definitely have to grant a small here, right?
Yeah. Okay, I like that Lubuhausen just walled again, and Tag's gonna try to find as much damage as possible here, but like, especially with the next adept that pops, I think this is 100% held. Tag maybe just wants to go home.
Yeah. Get his boys back on creep and healed up.
Yeah.
Or not. They're just circling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've already served their purpose. Like, if you can see, the supply difference is huge for the beginning of the game here. Lubuhausen's Nexus was delayed a lot, but now they're going to start getting one shot. And yeah, okay. Tag's got the third base. The drone saturation's not the best, but that's kind of what happens when you open super aggressive. Tag's still mining full one gas geyser. I'm not sure if that's an indication that Tag's going to start teching up, but these adepts have a chance of doing a fair amount of damage, I would say.
Yeah, no defense other than the queen in main here.
Yeah, Zergling speed hasn't even started yet, and I don't think that slow Zerglings are going to trade all that well against the adepts. Oh, this is a fair amount of queens,
That's
though.
quite a few queens.
Oh, Tag's
yeah.
attacking your own nexus.
It
And
happens.
they did both adepts and both adepts just escaped. Oh, that was such an unfortunate error, blunder, whatever you want to call it.
The air sounds a little kind.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Like it happens. I can't remember. I saw maybe it was a clip on Reddit of somebody trying to heal their CC, but then they accidentally focused it down and then just immediately rage quit the game. And I was like, I can respect that. That would have.
I think we need a different word for it. Like I don't know if it's rage quit.
Yeah.
Or if it's just like it's like a foolishness quit. You know, like when you do something that's embarrassing, or I guess embarrassment quit.
Yeah.
Shame quit.
Save
Shame
face quit.
Yeah, save face quit. Sure. Yeah.
Where did that? Oh, there's the adept. So Lubu hasn't lost one adept, but he's got 9 drones so far. He cleaned up the adepts on the other side. Oh, and a dark shrine. A dark shrine at the top. Like
I love it.
Oh wait, but in view of the Overlord? Question mark? No, look at Tag's Overlord on the far right there. Like almost can see the. That would be so.
Oh wow, it's actually so close.
Oh, and the Void Ray is coming to make sure that it can't be spotted, I guess.
Can it see the It can see the Void Ray. You gotta wonder if he's gonna think there's something up. Like, why is that Void Ray over there? But I guess he might just think it's an Overlord Hunter. Oh, but you gotta push it.
Is he gonna? Yeah, he's pushing it almost in the wrong direction, but it doesn't matter. Tag doesn't see it. Wow,
Beautiful.
that's wild. Like,
that was pretty lucky, I think.
Yeah, I find that. Yeah, everything's not coming up tagged once. You're absolutely right that time or this time, Cell. Literally everything they've been going wrong with tagged is going wrong. But I think Tag got not really lucky, but Tag got lucky last one. Gamer Richie, thank you for the follow. It's really nice to have a true gamer following me now. Am I right? Following us. It's us, right, Matt?
Yeah. All the rest of these guys are casual. Well, no, and you can say me. This is it's the LittleMac channel. That's not the LittleMat channel.
Yeah, but it has a silent Matt in front of it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so these DTs are coming in, and I think Lubuhausen probably wants to separate them throughout the bases, and he's doing that. So one's going down, and the spore is like halfway finished. Oh, it's going into all mineral lines, and I would imagine that you probably are just moving this. I don't think you actually. No, it looks like the DTs just move on their own. Wow, so many drones are going down. This is so frustrating. Like when this happens to me as a Terran player, I get so
it's devastating.
upset.
Yeah, I mean, as a Terran, having to build your workers individually would just feel bad. But we got our game on our hands again, right? Like,
Yeah, another one.
Into game 3.
Well, this is why I like as we move further in the tournament, because you don't just get absolute stomps, you know? Like, you actually see games of 3 and stuff. Okay, casting.
Beckett ooh. This looks...
Oh, what? Beckett is not... They're not... I said don't play Beckett, but fine, whatever.
Why, is it not in the pool?
Well, there's 8 maps right now in the pool, so... Blizzard's like, Beckett's not supposed to be in there, but we left it in and we took out Archon mode because we have like one hamster in a wheel running things at
well,
HQ
you have to
right
remember that Blizzard is a small indie developer.
I actually saw the funniest, but like, actually maybe I should say it off stream.
Off stream? Okay.
Yeah. It was very dark, but okay. Spawning in the bottom left, currently 1-1. Playing for Platinum Heroes, it is the Red Zerg, tagged once.
And his opponent, most recent in the series, it is Protoss Lu Bu Hausen.
Playing for I'm Dad or something like that. We looked it up and I forgot it already. So Lubuhausen. Okay, so this is a shorter rush distance. It has the acceleration zones, so you get there even faster. And Lubuhausen comes in and blocks the hatch, so Tag has to take the forward one, which I think actually makes it better for a queen push or a queen walk because the creep spreads outwards, you know, and then you get there slightly faster. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. And
I got you.
Gamer Richie, thank you. I appreciate it. This is cool sometimes. I don't know. I mean, we're just
most of the time it's garbage.
Yeah, we're just amateurs putting on an amateur tournament for other amateurs. So I appreciate the kind words. Lubuhausen went for Nexus before Core. Probably felt pretty safe knowing that Tagged wanted to expand and then couldn't expand. And now he's just kind of like chilling and looking around, trying to see. I mean, there's no danger until the lings start to come out. That's when Lubuhausen will have to move this probe back if he wants to keep it alive.
True, everyone's gangster until the lings come out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, and what's Tag doing? Why is this? This a weird rally? Is it a weird rally? Yeah, I guess it is a weird rally. One drone fighting one probe, just chasing each other around, trying to touch each other's butts.
Just kissing.
Yeah, yeah, and I really thought that Tag was going down for an expand. Okay, these drones are just psyching me out because I keep thinking that there's going to be a third base, and I think Lubuhausen does too, but there's not. And Lubuhausen's going for the Twilight Council, which might indicate like a Glaive Adept build, which probably is pretty good if the bases are going to be so spread out, because it'll be hard to connect with creep and get your queens in position.
Can you remind, what does the Glaive do?
Glaive increases the Adept attack speed. I don't think it makes them do any more damage. It just makes them, like, obviously increases their DPS because they attack.
DPS, yeah.
But I don't think that it makes them do damage. I could be wrong. Again, I don't play either of these races, but I'm pretty sure that it just makes them attack faster.
Oh.
And Tag's looking for a proxy here. There isn't one to be found. Oh, and accidentally throwing away an Overlord too. Man, Tag was playing so well in game one. And then just a couple of slight mistakes. Oh, is it going to survive? Oh, wait,
no.
Is that not a pervert pylon?
I don't think so.
I did not realize that's not a pervert pylon. Huh. Wild.
It does kind of look like one, but...
Yeah, it does, eh? I definitely thought this was...
Can you change your view based on elevation at all? And
just like the scroll wheel, but I don't think that actually does anything.
Oh, I forgot about hitting Z, so way out.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh, hey, Ling Surround on this Stalker? That was pretty sick, actually. I don't think that this is going to do any damage, though, with the Adept here. Lubuhausen taking it seriously, though, walling behind. So, while it does take out that, what do you call it? Well, it takes out that one Adept. Now, I mean, there's a full wall. Warp Gate's finished. This isn't really doing any damage. And, oh yeah, this is the Adept build because, well, Glaive is being chronoed. That's a pretty good telltale sign. And
yeah.
Also, War Prism with Adepts. I think that this is relatively the time that it's supposed to hit. I know Hearthstone has a guide on it, but you can get so many Adepts out relatively quickly, and then you get more Warpins and everything, because, yeah, everything's finished. Glaives is just finishing as he's coming in. This is looking really good for Lubuhausen, because Tagged was supposed to stop droning at about 40, and I think you throw down the Roach Warren, or the Baneling Nest. I'm not sure exactly what is the counter to this. Either way, though, it looks like it's totally taking Tagged by...
he was not ready for this.
Totally taking Tagged off guard. This Tagged was trying to do like a Ling Flood, which does not work against us at all, since the... But now the Roaches are out. Oh, there's Adepts in the...
Just a lot of Adepts, man.
There's Adepts in the third base too. So while they're not doing that much damage in the main base, they still got like I don't know, 10 drones. So while this isn't necessarily going to be GG, I think that Tag took just a ton of damage from this, and Lubuhausen's floating, which means that he's going to be able to basically kind of come back from having this like too many too much minerals. He'll probably be able to throw down a third. Should be feeling relatively safe right now. Maybe going to charge next. I'm not exactly sure what the follow up out of this is.
We see an immortal being spawned here.
Yeah, well, the immortal
Perhaps.
makes
Do you
the
think he'll
immortal makes
drop the
sense.
immortals? Like, I mean, a multi-pronged attack. Oh, it's in Prism.
I think it's just because this is a full wall, so
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah. I
getting out of
forgot
the
about the
full
wall.
wall.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and
I feel quite sheepish.
well, the immortal does do the bonus damage against armor, so the roaches. There's only one immortal though, so I don't really know how well this fight's gonna go. This is a lot of adepts though.
I like it. It's pretty cool.
A lot of adepts and no third base. Kind of, I mean, again, I could be wrong, but I kind of think the Lubuhausen has to win with this push, or at
I
least
think
do
so too.
a
That's
ton
a
of
lot
damage.
of roaches.
Roaches are inflated supply to an extent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
that's a
I
nice
don't think they can
concave by
hold up to this.
Lubuhausen. Yeah, maybe just give up this base. All the drones unfortunately died there.
Even the spine crawler's kind of like, oh, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no kidding. But that's the thing, right? Like, if Lubuhausen, if Tagged tries to hold the high ground, the Adepts can just shade in anyways.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, while Lubuhausen's floating just a ton of minerals, this is a very scary amount of units. Oh, I think I might have liked Lubuhausen trying to finish off those overlords, but repositioning and just going home. Is there a third base on the way? No, no third base. I wonder, because there's a full wall, Lubuhausen might be trying to build that third base, but the probe can't get there, and it might not. It might be getting blocked. It's definitely a possibility that that's happening. Because he's. Sorry, go ahead, Matty.
No, I was just gonna say he's just got to sacrifice a pylon, but
Basically, yeah. Yeah. He's got to take out that pylon. But I mean, again, he might just feel like he's in such a commanding position here that he doesn't need to. Like
Yeah, how strong does he feel about his glaives? I don't.
I mean, there's a lot of immortals there, a lot of adepts. He's getting definitely.
Stalkers in the mix.
Tagged once is using transfuses as best as they can, but I think that that's going to be it. You know, like, yeah, very interesting timing, very interesting unit composition, but in the end, it's just looking too strong.
Yeah, write a letter to Blizzard. Nerf adepts.
Just nerf Protoss in general. Matt, you have to go to the channel for that. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to another winners match. This one, Protoss versus Terran.
Ooh.
I'm trying to make sure that everyone gets casted in the last 2 weeks, and after this, I think everyone will have been casted in the round of 16. So then we can just kind of go with whatever we're feeling, sort of thing.
Yeah. Like that super old picture of Kerrigan.
Yeah. So spawning in the bottom left, it's a French team. I'm not exactly sure what it stands for at this moment. Probably Goats de Atois, I would imagine. It is Matrix.
And in the top left, representing Crockett, it is Elori. Well, you know, GD, the chemical symbol for gadolinium, so it's definitely gadolinium, and then whatever the AT from AT&T stands for.
Oh, hey, look at this. We're getting maybe like a potential max packs or maybe a flower or something, where we're seeing a pylon on the other side of the map at a not like an impossible place to scout, but you kind of have to be looking for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen Matrix play a TVT or a PVT, sorry. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but I believe Matrix, and I could be wrong here as well, but I believe Matrix just won the DLC Diamond League Champion for their last season.
Oh.
Who we're partnered with, we give points for that. So yeah, Matrix might be a real gamer here.
Damn, 2 gamers in the same day.
Oh yeah. Elori, on the other hand, I've actually, a lot of people, a lot of Terrans in my clan have been saying that you should always open double gas essentially against Protoss right now, which I was doing a lot, but then I decided to start 3-raxing, which I like a lot. I think 3-rax is very strong, but the double gas does let you get the fast wall off, and I mean, Elori does see this at the proper time. He's getting the high ground CC. I don't love this fast reactor, but he's playing very smart with the Marine. He pulls it back, finishes off the wall. Actually, I think this is looking really good for Elori. There could have been a universe where if he lost that Marine, then he wouldn't have had a unit for a really long time. But, no mistake. No mistake, no sloppy plays. As long as the Zell doesn't get in, close the door, close the door, close the door.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
now,
he's in.
yeah, this is a little bit of a harder situation here because
Sure.
the extra Marines are going to be a while off. Elori realizing that he's got to pull the Zell or pull the SCVs, and this Zealot is going to go down. But how many SCVs is he going to get? He is also getting. Oh, yeah, it wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah, certainly could have been worse. Do really like the vintage Zealot skin.
Yeah, I like the vintage Zealot skin too. I think it's super cool. So the reactor gamble, not necessarily a gamble, but it's a little gambly. The reactor gamble paid off, and Elori's going to be able to get a bunch of, well, basically fill this bunker pretty quickly. The shield batteries are starting, and Elori might think that it is a Stargate, but it's not actually. It's a Twilight Council at home. So this isn't even as all-in as it necessarily could be, because there is a natural base as well. So this is kind of the cheesy toss that I find that I struggle with a lot. I was playing against a like 4.6 or 4.7k player that just soft contained me like this, and then I was expecting Void Rays. It wasn't. It was like Disruptor, like Blink Disruptor, while me being like, I guess it's a hard contain actually because of the batteries, and it was very frustrating to play against.
I imagine that it would be. I think anything that confines you to,
to
one base is pretty raging.
Yeah, and then I queued again, obviously, and like a bit of a
And it
tilt.
happened again.
Well, I got the same guy, but this time he played Turtle Sky Toss, and it's like, come on, my dude, like.
I just want a real game here.
Which is fine, like he's using the tools that Protoss has, and he was using them very well. I totally understand why he's Masters 2 or whatever, but it was still, I wanted to win that game,
Well, but yeah, I mean, it is nice to win, but like Blizzard has builds like that in all their games. Like when we were playing a lot of Hearthstone, every time you were paired against a priest for like probably 2 or 3 expansions, probably more than that. The only priest archetype was one that dragged out the game to be super, super long till the point where it became unbeatable.
Right.
It's like and it was just not fun. Like, video games should be fun, and it's I know you got to try different things. You have to accept that the developers want to be able to put different builds in the game to see what the community does with them. But come on, man! Like, you didn't see it. You didn't think that this was gonna happen. Like,
now, do you think the priests find it fun? Like
I don't know.
The religious clergymen, I mean.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think if there was a Hearthstone deck that the clergy would find fun, that would be it.
But do you think people who play priest, do they find it fun? Because back when Sam and Poon were grinding it, sometimes they'd stream it on Discord and I would watch occasionally, depending on how bored I was. And Sam hated the priests, just with a burning passion.
It's probably for the exact same reason that I'm trying to outline here, where like the only archetype was a ridiculously long game that ended it in like some kind of unbeatable combo where they have like unkillable minion and like
and I think they just kept getting their health back. I don't remember really.
Yeah, that was my next comment. Like an insurmountable amount of health regen, which fits the archetype from World of Warcraft, like priest healing class primarily. But like, come on.
So just to go back to the game a little bit, Elori, I like how Elori's handling this. Like, I like the Cyclone slowly picking off of the batteries and everything. I don't know if you remember, but last week Elori was the one that was playing the slightly stranger Ghost play.
Oh, I remember. It delightful.
It was actually. Oh, that was such a sick force field.
Oh wow.
Okay, so that's 2 units for free. But oh, actually, it's not really free because then the siege tank siege up and almost everything dies. But okay, so like this is looking pretty good, right? Like Alori
Sure.
has basically broken out. He's about to take his natural. But if you go on the other side of the map, Matrix has fully saturated 2 bases. He's getting his absolute gateway boom. He's got blink.
Oh my
Plus
goodness.
1 is started. The 3rd base is already in. Like if you are Alori here, you feel terrible in this position. Your opponent has basically done everything in their power to slow you down, while not like basically if you're hoping like, okay, my opponent cheeses, they can't play, like I can play better than they can play kind of thing. But Matrix here has done a very good job of soft containing and then hard containing and then slowing things down while not
And
missing a
it's,
beat.
I was gonna say, it seems to have not affected him at all.
Yeah,
Like a
exactly.
perfect, a booming Protoss economy. It's like playing Archon mode with one of his friends.
Yeah, and maybe Alori was like, I can take you and your friend, you know? But like as a Terran player, you feel like, okay, now's my time to do damage because you put so much into infrastructure that clearly my army's going to be bigger. But, like, he's got charge lots, he's got battery, a single battery finished, no storm. Oh, actually, this is a bit of a, not the best fight for Matrix, fighting slightly too far away from shield batteries. Super battery is being used. Alori is firing it down. I think he's got to focus down the siege tanks with the Immortal. Okay, 1 siege tank's down, 2nd siege tank's down, yeah. And relatively good cleanup for Matrix. Nice pickup by Matrix for the Immortal, but that was actually a little bit of a closer fight than I was expecting.
It absolutely was. For a moment, I believed that Elori was going to take it until I think those tanks were down, but
Yeah. Oh, ooh, and Matrix is a little oversaturated in the main. And he's got a lot of... Oh, he's supply blocked, so that's painful. And he's got a lot of chrono boost energy. Now, as someone who doesn't play Protoss, I'm not sure exactly what you spend that on. I guess if you don't know what you should do, you probably focus the gateways, I would imagine, or
I think
probes.
I you would be focusing the robos since you can just warp in units with the gates.
Yeah, but if you chrono boost the gateway, it makes the cooldown less.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning so much today.
And I think I remember Harsum in a more recent video say that he didn't know what to chrono, so he chronoed his gateways. I kind of like how Alori is a little bit... He's on the map here. Like, this hit squad wasn't really going to do anything, the Marauder Widowmine, because he's actually Doom dropping or Doom...
Big drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go, boys.
No recall being called, and I actually like how Alori scanned to see what was happening to the army. So he knows that he's actually safe here. He can go down for, well, I mean, he's picking something, picking the forges. I like that. The forges are good. He's going for the pylons. This is a huge unpowering. Now he's got to get out. So get out, Alori, get out. I like the stutter stepping. It was good stutter stepping. Oh, actually, you know what? He might be able to fight this. No
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he feels like he needs to get out of there.
Well, because there's no splash damage here. The Archon is the splash damage, but the Archon is stuck.
Oh no.
So while Alori is not, I don't think he's going to win the game off of this, or at least he shouldn't win the game off of this, but Matrix is just floating an insane amount of money because...
I was just about to say, and now has very little production left over, right?
Precisely. So he's got to rebuild that production, and Alori, it's now his turn to say, I didn't stop macroing during that time. So, like, his army, while not 5 racks, 3rd base is just landing, SCV count's not great, only one eBay. But it's looking good. It's looking pretty good. Like, it's going to be really hard for Matrix to stop the next push, I think.
I think so.
Oh, super battery gets used. Not really keeping anything alive. Alori going for the super battery. And stutter stepping the Zealots. Really nice play here. Oh, and there's a drop in the main. But that drop's going to get cleared up. Oh, the entire medevac just dies. Painful.
Rats.
My Terran heart.
Why don't you tell us a little more about what it feels like to lose a full medevac.
Well, I mean, it depends on when you are. Oh, 9 gateways are finishing for Matrix. Matrix is going. He's full gateway.
Here
man.
we go. He's full gateway man.
Yeah, even though he has the extra gases, he's not. He's like, I don't need. Like, I get the gases, but I don't actually mine from them. It's genius, and then I just gateway man. So another drop here. I mean, this is working pretty well for Alori. Like, just keep dropping.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got the Templar Archive before Storm finished. So.
Oh, that's so painful.
Yeah, you love to see it. As the Terran player, you love to see it.
Absolutely.
The army is totally out of position again, but there is a recall available. There's just no. Oh, that's painful. There's no energy on the main. I wonder. I mean, he's got to have them hotkeyed. I don't know. But basically, this is a really long walk because the Templars are so slow, and I think Elori is just going to be able to pick off a bunch of.
Taking the forges again.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Where's the warp in? Oh, well, Matrix is... Oh, hey, SCV came with this fight. Oh, and then he's leaving the SCV.
It's pro strat.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
gonna build a series of bunkers along the back of the base.
Looks like he's just sending it home.
I mean, that's also fair.
It's acceptable.
Get out? No, I can get out, yeah.
I mean, it looks like it is going to get out. If it doesn't move...
I'll
no, it's going
allow.
to move right by. Oh, no, wait. Oh, hey, he's... Elori is building a missile turret beside the Robo, maybe hoping that a Colossus pops. Like, that missile turret won't do anything. I guess hoping a Colossus or Observer pops. It's going to be an Immortal, so this is going to get totally destroyed. If
But
the Immortal
it's worth it for just the cheekiness of it, I think.
It's very humorous cheek, I agree. So, as we were talking about before, Matrix is going Gateway Man, and he's going Archons as well. And Ghost just totally counter Archons. So, this, if their armies clash, because Elori's...
You have from Elori, I was unaware.
Elori is expecting Colossi, so he's getting Viking. But there is no Colossi.
Yep.
Where
There
did
aren't.
that scan? The scan... Oh, okay, so... Matrix's army is split. Now we got to see how the EMPs go. First EMP misses. Big storm, big feedbacks.
Oh my goodness.
Those are actually really good control there by Matrix. Okay, those were big feedbacks though. Is that what it's called? EMP. Sorry, no EMP. Those are big EMPs.
Yeah.
The Widow
These
Mines.
Marauders just making mincemeat of the ground units here.
Yeah, 2-1 for against 1-1. So Terran upgrades are better, and this might be a huge Widow Mine shot. It took out the Medivacs, but I think that it still did enough damage here that it's going to be really hard for Matrix to clean this up. These units are basically on life support, but same general idea. Elori is macroing behind, and Matrix is going for Archon again. Yeah, they're both dead before the merging finishes. Man, this is such a crazy hit squad. Just a bunch of ghosts and marauders.
Yeah, right. I love it. Again, like prior to this tournament, I don't think I've seen so much ghost play and like so many ghosts in the same place. You know.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed watching Elori.
Yeah, the ghost control is really solid, and I think good ghost control, like, when I started using ghosts in TVP, that was when my TVP really started to take off. Like, it's a little annoying at first because they go before the command card, so, like, if you just try and keep, like, let's say you get into danger and you're, like, hit your army hotkey and then you try and stim, it won't actually work because the ghosts are before it, so you have to hit tab and then stim, which isn't the end of the world. I mean, like, oh, Terran troubles, we gotta hit one button before we hit our stim to win button, but, like, it was still... It was challenging to learn. I felt it was challenging, at least.
Sure, I mean, hitting more buttons. How could that be easier than hitting fewer buttons?
Yeah. Okay, so one disruptor shot from downtown. If that had hit, that would have been so juicy. That's so many ghosts. Unfortunately, both of these kind of whiff, and I think that was Matrix's, like, not necessarily last hope because again they can shoot again, but. It's going to be really hard to engage into this army. There's really... Like, Matrix really doesn't have that much supply, and... okay, one big Widow Mine shot. There's going to be a second one. No, doesn't go off. Elori's playing smart. He's just making sure that he's not going to get, I guess, surrounded by or caught off guard, I should say, by the disruptors.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was a huge EMP. That was like every single stalker.
That's wow. Yeah, no shields left on any of them.
That was a lot of ghosts there. Again, some pretty big disruptor shots, but I think that all Elori really... Oh yeah, GG gets called. I was going to say, all Elori really needs to do is just kind of go for the expensive units there, but Matrix doesn't want to finish it anyway, so we're going on to game number 2.
Yeah, Lordy really making a grand effort there coming out from that early hard contain.
Yeah, that can be very frustrating. Okay, so... So Elori changes to best 3. Perfect. All right, spawning in the bottom left, currently down 0-1. The green Zerg player playing for Gadium AT&T or whatever you said it was. It is Matrix.
He is a Protoss player though.
Oh, what did I say?
Zerg.
Oh, I mean anything that's not Terran is just wrong. Am I right?
Basically, yeah. And in the you should just start saying non-Terran player. But in the top right, his opponent up 1 game to 0. It is Elori.
The real race, the one true race.
Cool.
Okay, so
we're too white to make jokes like that, I think.
yeah, yeah, we probably are. Let's see if Matrix is going to be cheeky again. It doesn't necessarily look cheeky. It looks like it's just a gateway scout. I haven't actually done the timing on the new maps to know when scouts hit. I just kind of have a general idea of if the probe is coming up your ramp around 115 to 117 is a gateway scout, and that's what it looks like it's still going to be. So I guess once you do the timings for one map, you don't really need to do them for the other ones. And 115, wow, perfect timing. I am...
Whoa, you're from the future.
I'm from the future, yeah.
Said it before.
It's annoying how much studying I've done and how bad I still am at this game.
I don't think you any longer have the right to call yourself bad at this game.
I decided, I think it was this weekend, I don't remember now. Did we play a lot of Overwatch this weekend?
Not really.
Okay, so it was this weekend then. I sat down and I watched every TVT of the Stay-at-Home Story Cup and actually analyzed games and builds and stuff. And, I mean, my TVT has gone way up. I've been just on a tear for my latter ones, but it was probably the most virgin-y thing that I feel like I've done in a while, you know? Just got my notebook open and I'm just studying when the timings go down and I'm writing things down and I'm like, oh well, Marine Lord did this and whatever, and it helped me a lot. I haven't done it in a while, but
that's awesome. Well,
yeah,
I'm glad you had some time to do that.
Man,
what's up?
I was gonna say this probe's being so annoying. It's seeing everything. Elori's got a SCV following it the whole time, so he's losing the mining, and he almost lost his Reaper, but he didn't, which is good. Did he see the tech go down? No. So Elori didn't see the tech go down. Sometimes, I shouldn't say normally, but sometimes when you see Terran players don't see the tech go down, they go for geez, I can't think. A Hellion.
I was going to say safety bunker, because it seems to me there's also the safety bunker.
Oh, you should always get a bunker in TVP if you're opening 111, basically.
Okay. Okay, cool.
It's just because the reactor stops production for so long that if they send their first few units across the map, it can just be so frustrating to deal with. But I was going to say, see a Hellion because you want to see what the tech is if your Reaper can't get in. Oh, did the Reaper see? No, Reaper didn't see. Oh, I just heard Elori's, whatever he uses for his announcer. Because if you go to their first person, you hear their announcer and stuff, and it was not in English. I know he's from Europe, but I don't know. Maybe he's got the what do you call those guys? The
French guys.
Yeah, the French guys. They are. Oh, I can't. I'm totally blanking on their names. They're the ones that did the
I don't
Nation
know. You
Wars, and it
can't.
was super awesome.
I don't know if you'll get any help from here, my man. From
Uh,
me here, my man.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And so okay, so the Hellion tried to come in, doesn't get past the wall because there is a full wall, but the Hellion can confirm that there's no third base, which is definitely good to know because there probably should be a third base somewhere around here. Elori should start considering that there is a potential for an attack, and I like what he's doing here because he's gonna. Did he get a Raven? No,
I
but
never saw a Raven.
so what you normally do, there's the Raven. He's a little supply block, that's why. But once the units finish here, then you switch off, and then that's when you start getting your stim and combat shields at the same time. Now we get a one Widow Mine drop, and it gets absolutely taken down by the Stalkers, who just happen to be in the right position. I don't think that Matrix saw anything to indicate that there was a drop coming. Oh, and Alori is actually choosing to build the tech labs on the racks by himself instead of switching it off, which is more common. I think he did that, though, because he's expecting a blink attack. Did he see? He did see the Twilight Council. And he is correct. This is a...
Blink Stalker attack.
Yeah, four gate blink, slightly delayed third base. Not crazy delayed. Okay, so if Matrix can get this tank, and he immediately gets the tank, as long as he doesn't take too much damage from the Stalkers, yeah, okay, so he loses one Stalker. So it's going to be kind of hard for the Stalkers to escape here, but they are doing a lot of damage. Like, they're being traded. There's the... Yeah, no, nice.
Not too bad. He lost 2 only, I think, right?
Yeah, and now he's going to start multi-pronging. If he can get this tanking... Okay, so unfortunately this tanking position, because of the bunker, is really bad for Alori. It's stuck there, and he doesn't really have anything to deal with that. So now Alori's multitasking is going to be tested. Well, I guess not exactly, because Matrix is doing the multitasking of the Stalkers. So there's Stalkers in the natural. Elori can't really fight these here without his whole army. Oh, and Matrix decides to recall instead, losing only one Stalker. Yeah, this is so many SCVs down. Holy man.
There's some really good looking multi-pronging. Multi-prong micro. How about that?
Yeah, but micro-pronging sounds pretty cool too.
Micro-pronging sounds like vaguely sexual.
It does kind of sound sexual, yeah. And this time, Matrix is going for Colossus before without any Immortal production at all. I don't know if Elori was always planning on doing this, but it looks like... Well, I mean, this is a pretty intense tank push, actually. I'm surprised he's not pulling some of the boys with him. I guess he can't, because he lost so many of the boys that if he pulled them, then this would basically be all in.
It absolutely would be.
I don't think Matrix saw that move out, though, with the Observer. He should be able to kind of infer that that Elori's out on the map, though, because he kind of like... Oh, oops, wrong button. He kind of like goes and looks, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a Colossus on the way, and we've got the beam upgrade coming.
The erectile dysfunction?
Is that... Why call it that?
It makes the Colossus shoot further, if you know what I mean.
Why dysfunction?
Sorry, it cures the erectile dysfunction. It's Viagra, sorry.
Oh,
I don't know it as well as you do, am I right? Gotcha. That's some PG-13 humor right there.
I guess. Pretty niche humor.
Oh, that was a bit of an unfortunate blink there for Matrix. Kind of separates his army a little bit. I think if that blink maybe would have been a little bit more on par, you might be able to pick off that medevac. But so you saw Matrix challenged Alori's tank push, and that's actually what you're supposed to do as Protoss in that situation, because Terran doesn't want, like, so basically Protoss wants to stall Terran for as long as possible because they continue to get more warpins, and Terran
Right.
doesn't want to stall. Oh, and there's something going on in the main.
There
Oh,
is something going on.
huge warp prism drop, I guess. The warp prism must have died. I don't see it here, but doing a ton of damage, actually. Once you get onto Terran production, it becomes very difficult for Terran. And I like how Alori just decided that he wasn't going to try and hold his third base when he went home, because obviously he knew that this army was still there and that he just wasn't going to be able to hold, I guess, really either position.
Yeah, it seems like again, Alori might be on the back foot here, but we've seen him recover from that position before. We
Yeah,
have
those
the Raven things hitting
the interference matrix was
Colossi.
actually sick there.
Yeah.
That could potentially... no, charge. Too much for Matrix. I don't think that this... I mean, this would have to be just a huge... just an amazing fight. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Amazing fight for Alori to be able to take this, because there is static D, and there's the potential for a super battery as well.
Right. Pick off a couple bio units from a distance with those lasers.
Yeah.
And a sneaky disruptor.
Yeah, I was just noticing that too. I wonder if... Oh, and Alori has hold positioned his army specifically so that it doesn't move into the... Yeah, okay, now he realizes, and he's got his reinforcements parading across the map.
I see a big shot from downtown. Let's go.
I mean, I think it's going to... It has definitely a potential to happen. It depends on the high ground vision that Raven's giving, because the tank actually outranges the disruptor. So the tank has a potential to kind of start firing on it, as long as it's not specifically... It's not, yeah. As long as it's not being focus fired on that cannon, which it wasn't, because it started firing at the Zealots. So both players being very, very cautious, which I like. Being smart. Super Battery gets used, and Matrix feels comfortable going in. That was a huge Widowmine shot that did like damage to, like a Trader Widowmine shot. That was a huge Trader Widowmine shot. And now that everything is so wounded, the Colossi are just absolutely cleaning up. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a GG here pretty soon.
Wow. That really was a great trade for Matrix, I think.
Yeah, GG
gets called. Good game
this
from both competitors.
Gamer Richie, this is a diamond and under. Or diamond 1 and under, sorry. Diamond 1 and under. Some of them maybe have promoted to Masters after the start of the tournament, and if that's the case, then they're allowed to stay, but they will not be invited back for season season 4.
Oh, this is season 3?
This is season 3, yeah.
Oh, it says season 3 in the stream.
Yeah.
I might have known.
Okay, so we got another rubber match. We're getting a lot of rubber matches today, which I mean, this is what we're here for. So spawning in the bottom right, the not Terran player playing for that French team. It is Matrix.
And in the top left, currently tied 1-1, the purple Terran Alori.
So now Alori had some really interesting Terran versus Zerg games last week, but unfortunately we're not seeing any like super weird off the wall builds. You know, it's been relatively standard, and maybe that's just how he feels that you have to play the game. You know, like it's really hard to play TVP, and playing off meta maybe just gets you stomped against certain players. But I was kind of hoping for a bit of a wild series, you know?
Sure, something. Well, I mean, the first game of the series we had the interest Ghost Marauder comp, which I mean, maybe that's more common than I'm aware of it being, but I've never seen it myself.
Yeah, like while the games are very interesting, and Like they're very good games, very high level. Both of these players are looking so good. Like it's unfortunate they have to play each other because I wouldn't be surprised if, like, again, both of them can still make it out of the group, and then because they're in the group together, they actually wouldn't meet again until the finals. So like
Oh
this
damn.
might be something that we see as the finals because I think both of these players are both so strong.
Right.
Um, but I was just wondering if Elori was going to do some meme builds like, the weird ghost rushes and stuff like that, which,
Yeah, that's true. The Ghost Rush was really mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like ultimately it comes down to your comfort level, as we've talked about before, and if maybe Elori just feels really strong against Zerg, and that's why he feels that he can meme and win, or maybe that's what he practices on the ladder, who knows. But obviously he plays standard against Protoss players, and
Oh, we got
it's
a
fun.
stolen gas geyser here.
Yeah, the stolen gas geyser is not really all that common, to be honest. It depends on the build that the Terran player is going for. With the add-ons, I would imagine that. Oh, you can hear Lauren cackling in the background.
Yeah, I know. Funny.
But with the add-ons, I'm anticipating Hellions. Mm, because they also don't require gas. You know, the Hellions, just
Hellions don't require gas, eh?
yeah, just minerals. A hundo.
100
Yeah,
hundo?
yeah, a solid
A,
hundo.
s- a C note?
Yeah, exactly. Like for example, I said it earlier, but I've been 3-raxing. Oh, be careful here, Lori. Yeah, Lori's gonna lose his Reaper. Feels bad, man. But I've been 3-raxing, so if a Protoss decides to steal my gas, I'm laughing because you take the gases at the natural and you take gases at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So like you don't actually need this gas. If you're playing 1-1-1 though, there is a chance that you could take the gas a little bit sooner, and I don't know, maybe that's why Elori decided to change his build, or maybe he was always trying to do this, but like, as you can see, I would imagine he's going to get a medevac here. Oh, no, it's Cloak. Never mind. Never mind, we're seeing something different. I like it.
Damn.
It's like he heard me.
Rolling out with the Cloak Banshees shortly.
Yeah, so this is the other nice thing about opening up with Hellions is that you can actually really easily kill the Adept, because the Adept's whole, kit is that it's relatively fast and that it can shade away.
Yes. But the Hellions can keep up.
Exactly. Now, Matrix, totally calling this correctly. I mean, you see the Hellions, I guess it's not even calling it, but he's walled, and all he needs is one warp into full wall. So there's a chance that, as long as... Okay, never mind. He leaves the door totally open, and these Hellions are actually going to do so much damage. You need 3 Hellions to one-shot probes, and he's got 4. So with the correct focus fire, he should be able to pick off tons of these. Nice hold position there by the probes, though, so it looks like he's only going to get 5. I thought there was going to be more.
It looked that way, but I think Matrix's reaction time is a little bit too fast.
Yeah, the way that he had the hold position on the probes so the Hellions couldn't get by, and then the Stalkers were already presumably on hold position. Just kind of body blocked, and that was awesome.
Base is under attack.
Matrix doesn't know about this Cloak Banshee, though, so he didn't open... Oops, wrong buttons. He did open Robo, and he does actually have an Observer, but where is it? Across the map with the Blink Stalkers.
Yes, sir. In case they can maybe pick off Banshees, he seems to have been aware that Cloak was being researched, or he got a lucky guess.
I think he got a lucky guess, because he's opening up similar to his last build of...
Yeah.
Was it 4-gate? No, 3-gate Blink. So... Elori's actually in a really good position here. Yeah, okay, there you go. Oh, but the battery. So there's no battery in the main. If Elori goes back into the main, yeah, there you go. And he doesn't even necessarily need Cloak because there's nothing here trying to stop him anyways.
Yeah.
One Banshee's going to fly over these Blink Stalkers, and now...
Oof.
Excuse me. Now Elori knows that it's there. And this would be the nice time to have Cloak still, but that Banshee goes into the dead zone, and Well, it survives. I like the positions of Elori's tanks a lot better this game, because in the last
Sure.
game it got the one tank got stuck. So now that Matrix jumps up, this is going to be a little bit of an unfortunate position. But actually, that was some sick saves by the Warpers in there, pulling off. What do you call it? Picking up the hurt stalkers and really only losing one. Oh, that was some really good micro.
Super impressed there. To be honest with you, I didn't even realize that the stalkers had survived. I thought they were picked off by that tank. Just a blink and you miss it moment.
Yeah, the only thing though, I mean, it's not like a huge thing, but Matrix, while focusing on that, did start floating a fair amount of minerals. He has spent it at this point now, so I mean, obviously that's good, but that's kind of like I guess the idea of multitasking. It's impossible, right? You have to focus your attention on something, and at that point, Matrix was focusing on keeping the stalkers alive.
Well, they say that there's no such thing as true multitasking. It's all about time management.
Right. Time and risk management, right?
Sure.
Okay, so all the stalkers in the main survived, but I think all of the stalkers in the Nat got picked off, maybe? Actually, the tank only has one kill, but I don't know where maybe they got recalled up? Let's see. No, recall wasn't used. Okay, so they must have died. So, relatively good micro-tasking.
We're on your favorite map, Berlingrad.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like I've just been complaining all night, but if you notice, the natural doesn't have a ramp, so it's hard. It's hard to defend, and this is just a gigantic, like you need like supply depot, CC, supply depot, and I, being the the entitled person that I am, I want supply depot, CC, supply depot. I like those maps. Bring more Terran favored maps, am I right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so Stalker's going for the backstab as the army moves out because Matrix sees it with the observer that's over the third base here. Pretty slow to react is Elori though. So 8 SCVs are being picked off.
Oh, yeah, they're really just going to town back here.
Yeah, so I think these Marauders should easily pick this off, and there is a relatively big push, another tank push. Super battery gets used. There's a little bit of static D. The tanks are sieging up, so now that the tanks are sieging up, Elori's got to be careful of the splash on the charge lots, because that is a lot of charge lots. Looks like all the charge lots are getting picked off for the expense of one tank. And one Colossus is out. Elori needs to be careful of the swipes, but Matrix needs to be careful not to walk into tank fire as he's doing right now. Pretty good zoning here by Elori. Oh, boosting into the main. What a mad lad. A bit of an Artosis pylon, not too bad. Getting 2 gateways and the cyber core. But I think that was a really good. It was a pretty.
It was a good push and a pretty admirable hold too.
Yeah.
And
Well, the only thing that makes me a little hesitant to say that it was a good push is just because Elori didn't do the same amount of damage that Matrix did with the amount of units that got traded, right? So like,
yeah,
Elori's
that's true.
got 45 workers right now. Matrix has 63, which, I mean, Terran has a bit of a deficit. That's kind of expected because mules make up a difference, but I don't know if mules make up that much of a difference.
My knee-jerk reaction would be to say no, but I truthfully have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. Elori is making the transition to Libs and Starport. He doesn't have a fusion core, so we're not necessarily going to see Lib range yet. Oh, big drop in the main. So 5 probes go down. That's what Elori needs. And if he can pick up this drop and get out of here... no. Oh, he's moving into the third base. This actually isn't that big of an army defending, but with the super battery, I don't think that Elori wants to move in there. Medevacs are looking like they're going to come back to this full army here. And Alori does have a 4th base, but not landed. So Alori's definitely got the army supply, while Matrix has the superior economy. And we're going to see your favorite unit, the Disruptor Balls.
Not my favorite unit.
No, what's your favorite unit?
I think you know the answer to that.
Ghost Rushes.
No, it's not a unit. It's a strategy. It's burrow
Oh,
roaches,
Burrowed Roaches.
of course.
Of course. Okay, so Alori is shift queuing Liberators into the Nat while also attacking into the 3rd base. I think he waited just enough time for Super Battery to be off cooldown again, so Matrix could kind of, yeah, just kind of throw that out there. Matrix himself has a 3 Zealot run by on the 3rd base. Wow, Alori has so many Liberators back at home. This is actually wild style because you normally see the Vikings. So here we go. We got playing a little less than standard, and I love it. Unfortunately, though, the Liberators were just hanging out beside the Observer, so as long as Matrix was watching, he knows that this push is here. The run-by comes in, and looks like there's going to be a fight at Matrix's 3rd base. Libs are a pretty good zoning tool, even without the upgrade. That was not a huge Disruptor hit, so Alori stays so far with the majority of his army. This looks like it's going to be a huge one. Yes, that was a gigantic Disruptor hit. Did that Disruptor die? Yeah. Oh, no. It's still alive. That was 14 kills. Holy crap.
Oh, my goodness.
Super Battery gets used, and at the same time, I think that... I think that Zealot run-by did a ton of damage. Yeah, so again, Alori's just down so many workers.
Yeah, it seems now come a war of attrition, really. Matrix in a really strong position, I think.
Yeah.
I'm wondering when we'll see the counter push. Maybe he really will wait to max out. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't... Sorry, I'm yawning. I don't think...
No, that's okay.
I don't think it's in any way necessary for him to counter push. Like, Matrix's army is just so much more technologically advanced. He's got several forms of splash, I believe. He's even getting a Dark Shrine. Does he have several forms? Yeah, he's got Storm too. Yeah, so he's got several. Yeah, so he's got Storm, Colossus, and Disruptor. He doesn't have any Templar building up energy, but again, that's not the end of the world. If you look at Alori's, he's got mostly Ghost and Liberator, which honestly is not a style that I'm familiar with. While you do get Ghosts, I don't know if I've necessarily ever seen anyone get this many Ghosts. I don't normally count the amount of Ghosts. And I think Alori probably could do with some more Barrackses. He's only got... Again, he doesn't have the best economy, so maybe he doesn't feel like he can afford it, which is completely fine. But he's only got 5. You would think that he'd go up to 8 racks sometime soon. Maybe land his 4th base, but he probably doesn't feel safe in landing his 4th base.
And I think that's well-founded. I mean,
I think so,
got
too.
this huge Protoss force that hasn't moved out for, you know...
Yeah, so Alori's looking...
3 or 4 minutes since I think we saw the Protoss hit the Terran base.
Yeah, so Alori
is... a few libs.
Yeah, exactly. So he was scanning to find out where the army was, basically right as the... what do you call it? Right as the sensor tower finished. So he found out where the army was. He was able to set up into position, and I definitely think that Matrix made the right call of not just running in there and trying to A-move him, but with the amount of, like, the differential of army supply, he might have actually been able to. Yeah, I mean, but Matrix is, he's ahead on bases. He knows that he doesn't have to kill Alori right now. even just threatening this keeps him at home. Looking for that money disruptor shot. Only one Marauder dies. Takes down the sensor tower, so he's got to... Elori has to rebuild that, basically. And even able to grab a couple of SCVs there. Oh, and you know what? Look at that. DT Blink is starting for Matrix.
Well, and just finished ground weapons level 3. We're seeing the same from the Lori, basically. But those DTs are going to do quite a bit of damage now.
Yeah, and then I think that this on the Fleet Beacon, I'm not 100% sure actually, but I'm pretty sure this is the new Tempest upgrade, which lets them do more damage to, I think it's exclusively buildings. It might be
Interesting.
ground in general, but I think it's exclusively buildings, which is
Well,
interesting.
we haven't seen many Tempests throughout the tournament. I can think of only one game that we commentated where I saw Tempests.
Well, you're
Of
right.
course, there may have been others, but
Yeah, definitely possible. But I think Tempest is actually the perfect call because Tempests are what you use to siege Liberator areas. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be Libs, but like a Tempest is essentially the Protoss flying tank. You know, like
yeah.
it sieges it sieges positions, and if your opponent's kind of dug in with tanks or Liberators, a Tempest is a great call for that. Now, currently, Matrix is actually getting carriers, which is not really that good against a huge Liberator force because Liberator does splash damage. But uh, I I don't know. I don't know how much that's actually going to matter because it's not like it's 1,000 carriers. You know, like
Yeah.
there's two. Do you see the two Colossus derping out on?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, that was a huge shot. Alori turns into that by accident.
The Cell said something funny in the chat. He said, "Went ahead, Dark Shrine."
But yeah, just
Went behind Dark Shrine, went ahead, Dark.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I've probably spoken from experience of dealing with Dark Templars. Like, I mean, no one likes dealing with Dark Templars.
No.
So Alori is trying to siege here. He has the lib range now, so basically he's going to get the best amount of value from these liberators as possible. I'm assuming, okay, so we saw a nice EMP there, picked off an Archon, going to pick off a second Archon, but he might just be able to get A-moved, actually. Those flanking Colossus
Oh my goodness.
are actually just dying, but it was still really funny. And these liberators are doing just a ton of damage. Holy crap. Wow, Matrix's supply is actually just plummeting. So now the Liberators are going to fight straight up, and they actually, because they do the splash damage, take out the Interceptors relatively fast, as long as the upgrades are okay. So it's +1 versus +2. Yeah, so I guess maybe there's just not enough Liberators. I don't know the actual numbers. This is not how I deal with Skytoss. Like, I don't build Liberators, so it's pretty cool to see a different style. I like watching Alori play.
I think you said it best when he mentioned he marches to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah. Oh man, so cheeky.
Dark Templars out on the map now.
Oh, are there?
Yeah, they're in the third.
Oh yeah, and completely unexpected. Oh, nice EMP there. Reveals one of them. The second one's still running amok though. 10 kills.
Liberators, that's quite a few. Liberators don't grant vision, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The only,
Wasn't sure.
yeah, the only one that Terrans have are the Raven, the missile turret, and the scan, obviously.
Yes.
Okay, so Liberator with 7 kills gets picked up, so almost as good as one of those Dark Templar. I'm not sure which one is more cost effective, though, to be honest. A Liberator is shockingly expensive, but not actually, because it is a very good unit. It's always more expensive than I think it is. So Alori's getting a 4th base planetary. His 5th base he's building SCVs, which I think is a mistake. He's probably meaning to put that into a planetary as well, I would imagine, because it's about to get dunked on. But actually with the carriers here, it's not really like that planetary would even do that much.
No, I mean, there it goes.
So I mean, so like Alori's got like a ton of libs. So what's he trying to do? He's trying to like shift queue them into bases, and it's getting a lot of probes actually. Like Matrix is doing a pretty good job of rebuilding them, but if he was playing a different Protoss, that could actually really change the momentum of the game. I kind of like this mass lib style. I can see how this would be super annoying to play against if you were Protoss player. I find it interesting that Matrix, I didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure that's the Tempest upgrade, and we're not seeing any Tempest. I find that interesting.
When the time is right.
Yeah, exactly. Alori going up to the 8 racks, but man, it basically being reset onto 1 base essentially because the other 2 have mined out. And it's
That's tough.
it's painful. It's painful as the Terran player for sure here. Another lib shift queued. Oh, I don't think that lib could die. Huh. Okay, so this is a really scary army. The Golden Armada, Disruptor Balls underneath, Storms for good measure. And Alori's got just a lot of Marauders, which aren't that good against this army because, well, they don't shoot up.
Ooh. Say goodbye to your base.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, so from downtown, no, not really very impressive.
Couple Marauders.
Sorry?
Couple Marauders.
Yeah. But I think it's just too much DPS here. Like, it's too hard to deal with the interceptors. The Marines aren't going to be able to kill that. Big storms on those Marines. Oh, and the Manor Mules. Presumably, yeah, GG gets called. I can see that being a frustrating loss.
Absolutely. But great game overall. I think.
Yeah. So I've kept you as long as I said I was going to keep you, Maddie.
Sure. Yeah. I think I'll take my leave.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wait, don't accept that. Just, okay, I'm kicking you. I'm going to do one by myself. And I'll see you next week. Well, I'll see you before then, of course, but thanks for casting.
Yeah. Thanks. I had a great time. I hope the next game is good, and can't wait to see more next Thursday.
Excellent. All right. Talk to you later, Maddie. Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Take care.
Lates. Okay, so it's just me solo casting now. Spawning in the top left. On stream, she's Shiyi. In game, she is Han Grom. And in the bottom right, we have playing for Berserker Esports, the Protoss player recently hitting Masters. It is Blade. I normally tell Maddie that we'll cast for like 2 hours or 2.5 hours, but his wife is going out of town this weekend, so they want to spend a little bit more time together tonight. Totally fine, completely acceptable. So I'm going to be casting the last little bit of this series by myself, which is totally fine. I wanted to cast this one in particular because I don't think we're casting Blade all that much recently. I think he's only been casted once in the tournament. I try to cast everybody as much as possible. So, oh, maybe twice actually, looking at my notes, but that's fine. No big deal. I also just like to cast him. Like, he's been getting a lot better. He had a really good series against Special recently. And well, she is another person. She streams. If you haven't seen it, by all means, check her out. It's very interesting Terran gameplay. These guys are both relatively high level. Should be a good series. So Shi doing, or okay, so I guess Blade doing a Gateway Scout and then going Core, and then Nexus, I would imagine. Very standard play. Saying okay then, not sure exactly what that is in regards to, but that's fine. She's skipping the Reaper, going directly to Barracks. Now this is actually a really big map. I have no idea what they're talking about here. Did something... Oh, a probe died. Oh, then there you go. It feels good when you're the Terran player and you kill a probe. This SCV's got to be careful. Time to go home, young SCV. And she going for 1 Marine into racks into factory. Looking pretty good. The next gas, I would imagine, probably will get dropped. Hey, Sunny D, how's it going, man? Just solo casting the this last series for the night, I think. Okay, so the Adept spawns. We have... Oh, cancelled. I didn't need to see what that was. But we got the Twilight Council down. And I wonder, Blade probably will go Blink, I would think. Alright, let's watch this Adept while I take a drink of water. Everyone, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. If anyone hasn't yet and could, go to the Matcherino page. If you can put use the coupon, it puts 30 cents in the prize pool. I have 11 more coupons left to use. It helps me out to use them all because then Matcherino will see that, well, people use them. So maybe they'll give me some more, or at the very least give me some for next tournament. Oh, unfortunate. Blade is playing on the NA server here. He lives in Norway or something, so that definitely could have been a result of ping. Maybe just trying to get a little greedy, but she actually kept all of her... Oh, calculated. Oh, Blade's talking to me. Kept all her SCVs alive. And looks like we're going to see a Widow Mine drop. Is that the first Widow Mine? Oh, no, there's 2 more. Oh, hiding. I like it. So yeah, looking pretty good. Triple Widow Mine drop into probably Marine Marauder Medevac Mine push is normally what you see coming out of this. I used to do this build a while, and then I switched to all like 1 base all inning, and then after that I went to 3 raxing. So I feel like the 1 base all ins is just kind of like you're trying to think that your opponent's going to make a mistake, and so we're probably going to see the tech lab on the starport, yeah, and then we should see another barracks. They're a little out of sync, but that's okay. And let's see what Blade has back at home. Huh. Really building a lot of observers, going for the 3rd base in the position that I actually wouldn't take it. I'd take the other one, but it's going to see the mine drop come over, I think. And Blink is just about to be finished. This is a bit of a scary position for Shiyi if she gets caught, but the Stalkers waiting for the mine drop are actually in the main base. So let's see how much damage this can do. Oh, unfortunate. The medevac dies. They basically only got 1 Stalker, so totally not worth. And I think she even had the... Nope, she didn't have the armory. Never mind. I thought I saw the red dot, but I didn't. That makes more sense not to have it. Raven tank push instead. Very standard play. We've been seeing that a lot tonight. I would have... Does this get swapped over? I'm not sure. I think this is a good attack for Blink. She definitely saw Blink, knows that Blink is available, has to be careful of moving out on the map, to be able to get taken apart. Stim, 3rd base starts, pretty good timing. +1, yeah, it's looking like a solid game. I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to happen with this barracks, though. Just naked barracks, a naked barracks, okay. Oh, and the Raven gets to see that observer, but did she... Oh yeah, she saw it. She's hunting for that observer. Bring your Raven. Nice. Now, Blade was building like a bunch of extra ones, yeah, so there was an extra one. Looking out on his blind spot, I like to see when Protoss players do that. Colossus already started, thermal extended range or whatever it's called, and Blade's feeling comfortable to move out on the map a little bit. I don't think you can really do that much damage going up this ramp here, especially if there are tanks, but I think he actually just knows the timing well, because she's probably going to move out here now that the 2nd tank is finished. She is a little supply blocked. I wonder if Combat Shield... Man, Is the stim actually that long that combat shields will finish first? Who knows? Okay, so is she gonna pull any of the boys? Pull like 4 of them or something? Oh, pinging. Totally by accident. I like how Blade has these scouting units around to make sure that she doesn't bamboozle him. Like, it seems like he really knows what this is. And scouting to see if there's a third base. No third base. Third base is being taken in the position that I would more likely take it. I'm still not sure which one is actually the correct one to do. But is this tank push going? Oh, no. Blade must have seen it with the Zelnaga Watchtower. Okay, so these medevacs are going to be for free. One goes down as the second one, chooses to take down the Raven. And as I was talking with Maddie, sieging up on your way to your tank push actually is detrimental to Terran because it lets the Protoss get more warp-ins in. Now she scans and sees this, and I don't know if she really wants to attack into this. There is charge, so the Zealots are going to come in. It is a very open situation here. Blinks on top. Hey, that was a pretty good split there. Nice interference matrix and running up the ramp here. It's going to be kind of hard for Blade to engage. Be careful, She fighting out of range of her tanks is definitely not a great call. A little bit of miss micro. One medevac goes down. I think this is going to be a pretty easy cleanup, but it looked really good there for a second. Another blink. Yeah. Good cleanup, good hold by Blade. Blade oversaturated. He's got so many workers. Not supply block, but not really building anything. His production cycle must be on cooldown. And yeah, it's just looking like a really solid game from both players. I like when we have Terrans. We don't have that many Terrans left in the tournament, so obviously I want my Terran brothers and sisters to be successful, to move on faster, or move on further, because it also gives me more to talk about as well. It's the matchups that I know the most about, spend most of my time studying. I honestly never look at the other ones because I don't play those races. So Blade's got a pretty huge worker lead. But I guess Mules actually closed that gap enough. Let's see. How out of saturation is Blade? It's not that. That's a pretty big one. And she is less oversaturated. So okay, we got a Zealot run by. It should get cleaned up pretty easily by this. Oh, nice pick off by Blade. And this is going completely uncontested on the command center. So yeah, that delays the 4th base, and they're not playing with WCS, but about 5 SCVs went down, maybe a little less. She really good at spending her money. Floating a little bit of gas, but I mean, understandable. And Blade going for the Dark Shrine, the one-ahead Dark Shrine, as it was called earlier tonight. So he's going to have, I guess he has the potential to have 3 forms of splash. Yeah, he does. So he's got Storm, he's got Colossi, and the Disruptor is coming out. So this is when a Protoss army gets incredibly scary, at least in my hands. Sorry, against me in my hands. Because I always screw stumping up. Like, you want an EMP, and then you got to split. Not that it's easier on the Protoss side. Protoss has a bunch of buttons to click too. That's essentially what this game is. Okay, nice Widow Mine shot there, bruising a bunch of the Zealots and letting she know that the army is over there. No, I don't think there's any ghosts in this army. No, I don't see any ghosts, so no potential. Oh, there is a ghost. I see the ghost moving right now. Ooh, that was a huge storm. A lot of really, really hurt units on life support here. Oh, that was sick. Oh my god. That was the cheekiest Disruptor ever. 15 kills, basically an eyesight. Oh man, painful. That might be the beginning of the end here. Blade not... oh no. She staying alive basically on the seat of her pants here. I don't. Scouting depot, I guess that's what that is. If Blade had a warp prism there, or some sort of proxy pylon or something, he's building warp prism now. I think that would have been GG, just the ability to reinforce. But Blade's in such a nice position. He is floating a fair amount. He could take another base, but he has traded well, relatively better than Shi. And she's out of position again, so she's got to move her army. A couple of scouting units would be good. I mean, the sensor towers are there. That was a pretty good disruptor shot. Not nearly as good as the first one. These Colossus are doing a lot of damage, but I don't think this is going to be enough for Blade to kill her. There is the War Prism that I was talking about, though. Morph these immediately into Archons. Get the Zealot. Take a 4th base. I love it. Blade's playing so well. She's looking good, too, in this Toronto macro game where he is a relatively far amount of MMR higher than her. Not sure exactly how many, maybe like 300 or 400. But she's really holding her own on this. Disruptor shot from downtown. Pretty good splits, actually. Nice concave forming. The Vikings should be able to deal with the Colossi. Yeah, and I think this is a pretty good cleanup for Shi. Relatively. Oh, big disruptor shot from. Oh, and that's a lot of charge lots. She's got to pick up and get out of there. Blade did take down that 3rd base, or 4th. Yeah, 3rd base, whatever you want to call it. And it's looking like Blade's just going to go home. He's happy with the amount of damage that he's done. She's going to try to bamboozle him a little bit, but Blade can see it.
From the shadows I come.
And it sounds like there's some Dark Templar on the field about to do something. There's no detection on, except for scans, which if she's anything like me, she's got a ton of them right now. That was an unfortunate winnable line shot. Let's see. Big disruptor shot, big disruptor shot. Flank from the Dark Templar. Everything's just kind of F2ing in here. The Liberator's doing a fair amount of damage, actually. Unfortunate scan, slightly too late. Super interesting. Okay, Stalkers aren't actually fighting in the Liberation Zone. Shi parade pushing, but sending everything home. She's going to lose a lot of her medevacs. They do have boost available. Oh, there it is. Slightly too late. Nice pick off by Blade. These Widow Mines are still alive, though. Oh, are they going to do... Oh, that was a 6 split. Unfortunately, it's still fired on the clump of disruptors that were split off, but... does she have... No, no drilling claws. Nice disruptor shot, cleaning those up. Relatively low worker harassment. And yeah, so I guess the game continues on. Game continues macroing on. Another shot from this Widow Mine. I mean, bruising the disruptors are nice. It'd be nicer, of course, if they killed them, but what are you going to do?
Base is
So this is a nice pull-off. Blade coming over and attacking this command center before it can be turned into a planetary while he presumably blinked. Yeah, while he blinked on and got this command center. So basically attacking 2 positions at once. They weren't really the best disruptor shots, but it does a good job zoning them. His army can pull back. And on the other side, I can see on the mini-map that... Oh, that was a huge disruptor shot. And GG gets called. We're moving on to game number 2. The winner of this moves on to the playoffs, the round of 8. So, just going to stand up for a second. We're moving to game number 2 of this series. I think that's the right... Okay, actually, let me do this. Let's see, best of 3. Okay, spawning in the bottom left, currently down 0-1. I think she's playing for Legion the Dark Side, but I'm not 100% sure. It is Shi. And on the top right, playing for Berserker Esports, the blue Protoss player. One more win, and he makes it to the playoffs. It is Blade. Okay, someone send a worker out or something so that I can check to see if that bracket is right. Okay, we're following this cleaning bot. And let's see. Yep, that is the correct... Gamer Richie, you have looked at the correct whatever you call that, the correct bracket. So excellent job. I'm glad that I remembered to do that properly. And let's see. So Shi hasn't. Gas is not huge amount of delay, but slightly delayed. Blade sending out a second probe. I think I remember him cheesing a little bit in his previous games. There's definitely a potential that we see some cheese again. This looks like it's like a gateway-esque scout, showing up at about 115 is the gateway scout. You think, oh, okay, I've been gateway scouted, no big deal. But this second probe, being a little cheeky, looking for, oops, still clicked on the wrong probe. Somehow I missed that. But so trying to get as much damage as possible here. Is he going to lose it? Nope, nice micro there. Not that it's overly hard, but sometimes it's easy to mess up. I've definitely done that before. And Shi is coming in and scouting, and I recently played an opponent in CTL who did proxy Stargate a lot. And this is a dead giveaway. You see the double gas here. You see no expand. I think Shi should be thinking that something is coming down, and everyone kind of has their own defense. It seems like her defense is double barracks factory. Totally fine. I personally hate playing against the proxy Stargate, and this is a bit of an interesting position because it's a little far away. The batteries will probably start before, but there you go. She sees it, and it's just going to come down to execution. Whoever feels more comfortable and whoever is, I guess, better at defending against this. And the Rude gets called. These guys just chirping each other. I love it. Fun banter like this, not mean, hurtful banter. So the battery finishes, and I don't think that this is in any way stopping. If you can find it fast enough, sometimes you can pull workers to help fight, but I guess that's the idea as well, that it's quite far away. So now it's going to come down to Shi's defense. Double Marines. No starport yet. Front bunker I do like. Okay, let's do this a little bit. I mean, this bunker doesn't necessarily protect the mineral line, though. And while the Void Ray needs to be careful, I mean, that's a pretty good micro there by Blade, not taking too much damage. She takes out that cleaning ball. That's always the first thing that I do as well. Blade is a menace, Papa Panda, I agree. Papa Panda, we did your games first, actually, so if you wanted to watch that, it was the first series. Congratulations on winning. Good luck on your next round. And that was pretty good there. Shi being able to cancel all of those batteries. Magfield is started. Is actually a surprisingly long upgrade to take. Magfield, that is. And yeah, that was pretty nice for Shi being able to cancel all of those batteries. Blade being slightly too greedy. Once you get 3 Cyclones in Magfield, you can kind of start negating the battery. Not battery overcharge, of course, but battery in general. And this is going to come down to micro. When I was in my period of off-racing Protoss, this was the only build that I did like a year and a half ago, maybe, where I made it to Diamond 1, which I was very proud of. I was very proud of my Diamond 1 achievement of just proxy Void Raying. Ooh, she even gets one of them. That's definitely nice for her. 1 Cyclone falls, though, but the Void Ray also falls, so again, simple trades. Oh, be careful, Shi. Oh, okay, that's pretty painful. So 1 Void Ray, 2nd Void Ray is almost finished. I do like the targeting the SCVs because the battery is going to be able to keep the Void Ray alive anyways. And Blade can just keep building shield batteries. The Adept wants to run up the main, run up the ramp to the main, but it can't. The wall is down, and there's also, oh, you gotta be careful, Shi. Be careful, be careful. Oh, I can't believe that survived. Okay, so that's just asking for trouble. Sending that back without it being repaired is absolute mad lad behavior. Man, this is a slogfest. I can't believe Blade wanted to do this build, which is so micro-intensive, while having however much ping he has to NA. just asserting his dominance here, I suppose. That probe can't build that battery there. So 4 SCVs help heal that battery. And then, okay, so I hate that. Where you get it to repair the Cyclone, but they can't move through the Cyclone, so they body block for your own Cyclone, and that helps the Protoss kill it. Okay, so the first Viking, at least that I remember seeing, finally hits the field, because this is kind of the defense I was expecting. Marine, Viking, Cyclone, but this is the first Viking to hit the field. Fighting over the battery is no bueno. That Viking gets focused down. There's another Cyclone out. And the healing SCVs body block it again. These must be on... GG is called. And it's a bit of a painful way to lose as a Terran, but completely understandable, I would say. Let's see. Well, I guess I don't normally... so thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Maddie and I will be back next week, same time, for the Deciders matches. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Seriously, like taking time out of your day to spend time with us is awesome, and really appreciate it. It seems like there's a huge delay on my stream. I don't know. Okay, well, where am I? So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Maddie and I will be back next week, same time, for the Deciders matches. I don't know.